inventory.
Steelers, as well as they've played, they can't score touchdowns. And when you get to the playoffs, look who you're facing in your conference. Whether it's Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar, Russell Wilson isn't on that level. And their offense isn't explosive enough. They rely on a very good defense. They rely on a strong kicking game. But this isn't a great team. They don't have what it takes to win 3 games in January to get to New Orleans for the Super Bowl.
Weeknights, 6 Eastern. Mad Dog Sports Radio. Sirius XM 82.
Mad Dog Sports Radio. Sports Bite.
College football's rivalry week continues at the top of the hour right here on Mad Dog Sports Radio. The game takes place, second-ranked Ohio State versus Michigan. Also at the top of the hour, it's the Palmetto Bowl with 15th-ranked South Carolina on the road against 12th-ranked Clemson. And Gamecocks head coach Shane Beamer telling SiriusXM College Sports Radio the key to the contest.
The line of scrimmage in this game is going to be critical, and it always is in rivalry games, but this one's no different. But, the thing that jumps out about Clemson is when you look at them statistically, they're number 3 in the country right now in turnover margin. They are not turning the ball over.
And to find out what channel your team is playing on, go to SiriusXM.com/college football schedule or search for your school on the SiriusXM app. Meanwhile, Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers remains in line to start for the third-ranked Longhorns as he deals with a high ankle sprain. Ewers spent the week rehabbing after getting injured last Saturday. The Longhorns and 20th-ranked Texas A&M play the Lone Star Showdown at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, former Stanford star quarterback Andrew Luck is returning to the school to become the football program's general manager. The newly created role will have him overseeing the entire program, both on the football side and business side. He played collegiately at Stanford, was the top overall pick by the Indianapolis Colts in 2012, and played for them for 6 seasons. Up a level to the NFL, where the Chiefs locked up their 10th consecutive playoff berth with a 19-17 win over the Raiders. This as Patrick Mahomes sets the passing touchdown record for the Chiefs franchise. Elsewhere, the Bears have fired head coach Matt Eberflus amid the 6-game losing streak. Thomas Brown is interim coach. In baseball, the Dodgers have agreed to a 5-year, $74 million extension with Tommy Edman. Formula One, Lando Norris handing victory at today's Qatar sprint race to McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri, thus repaying the favor that he gave him earlier this year at the Brazilian Grand Prix. English Premier League currently ongoing. It is Newcastle United leading Crystal Palace 1-0, 69th minute. The Call on SiriusXM FC, channel 157. Next update comes your way at the top of the hour with Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'm Dan Lang.
Getting you ready for a big day in sports. This is Mad Dog Sports Saturday with Lance Meadow.
You could find your game on the all-new SiriusXM app. Just go a little, it just got a little easier. You could just search today's games to get a complete listing of every football, hoops, and hockey contest along with live scoring updates. Of course, you can use the app to tune in to us here on Mad Dog Sports Radio as we take you up till noon Eastern, where we will lead into Ohio State, Michigan. Dan was previewing that game in his update, and it's simple. If the Buckeyes beat Michigan, they're going to the Big Ten championship game against Oregon, whereas Indiana and Penn State need assistance. And Indiana is playing Purdue. The Hoosiers, to me, deserve to fall in the rankings and don't really have an outlet to improve their status. So you're going to have other teams ahead of them and behind them with bigger games, with better competition. And I think this next group of rankings will reflect that. Indiana can only play who's on their schedule. I get it. But when the committee has flipped the bird to teams like Florida State last year, who played 3 ranked opponents, went undefeated, and didn't get into the playoff, then you really think I'm going to go out of my way and defend Indiana, which has only played 1 ranked opponent and lost to Ohio State? No, it doesn't work like that. There's no hypocrisy on this program. We apply the same standards to everybody, regardless of the circumstances. So the Hoosiers should not get the benefit of the doubt simply because you think their team health-wise is in better shape. And I know there's style points involved in college football, unlike the NFL, which we were talking about earlier. Well, that's more of a reason why who you played does carry weight. No different than I'm sure the committee is going to look at what it took Georgia to beat Georgia Tech last night, 8 overtimes, and they may take a hit ranking and seeding-wise. They're not going to be knocked out. They were 7th in the last ranking, and they won the game, which is the ultimate prize. But who they played, the fact that they were trailing, committee should take that into consideration. I know the committee, I can't blame this on, but there should be another committee that looks at whether or not the current overtime structure is the ideal way to determine the outcome of a game. You cannot sell me on 2-point conversions back and forth being the best option to determine who should walk away the victor when they have to defend the entire field for the majority of the game. And now all of a sudden after the second overtime, we say, all right, give me your best 2-point conversion play. That's not football. It's not earning a victory. And whether Georgia or Georgia Tech won, I'd say the same thing. The way you play in the first 4 quarters should be the way you play in the extra session. And I think college football needs to take a very strong look at this. And the only reason that I've been sold on why overtime has a shortened field at the 25 is safety. Safety, more safety, and the third and the fourth time, safety again. It's beaten like a dead horse. So you played 8 overtimes. Think about all the extra plays that both teams ran in addition to regulation. Did that help preserve safety? You could go on to 10 overtimes. Teams can execute
Rivalry
2-point
games,
conversions
it's what
left
makes
and right.
college athletics so special.
Apparently somebody else wants to weigh in on that here on Channel 82. Maybe the powers that be are listening closely. We're hearing voices. Next, we're going to be hearing dead people. Who knows what is being showcased here on the airwaves. But getting back to the topic at hand here, you look at Georgia came back in that game yesterday, right? Because they went up and down the field. Granted, one of their drives was a short field because they recovered a fumble. So in order to earn overtime, they needed to play football the conventional way. Then we get to overtime and we say, oh, you were so stressed out over the last 4 quarters. You poor child. You poor team. No, we're not going to let you have to exhaust more energy. No, how about moving all the way up to the 25-yard line and then the 2-yard line for a 2-point conversion? It's basically like going to a restaurant and them offering you the kids menu because you can't eat like an adult. Well, there's an age limitation. So if you want grilled cheese, then we'll put you in the baby seat and we'll give you the bib and you can have a grilled cheese sandwich. If you want to enjoy the main courses and the main meals, then they treat you like an adult. We don't need to treat them like children in overtime. And I don't understand how those of you who are extremely passionate about college football, that you find that engaging, or you like the fact that the result of a game is decided like that. Speaking of decision-making, that brings me to the Los Angeles Rams, who have had to deal with some off-the-field issues this week. They played the Eagles on Sunday Night Football, and then early Monday morning, Demarcus Robinson, one of their wide receivers, was pulled over because of a DUI. And he was arrested. He was since released. He was remorseful, according to Sean McVay, and did address the team about the situation. So, of course, the most promising situation for the media this week, because whenever there's an off-the-field issue, you know those reporters are going to go for the jugular, is, okay, now we've got to start up whether or not Sean McVay is going to do his civic duty. And is he going to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner? And under no circumstances should McVay let him get away with this without getting a slap on the wrist and a scolding. And McVay has announced that DeMarcus Robinson will be playing this weekend. And everybody got a hold of that, and they were irate. I cannot believe that McVay is not putting his foot down. I can't believe that he didn't escort DeMarcus Robinson back to jail and say he's got to sit in that cell for the next 7 days to think about what he did wrong, and he'll have to watch the football game from afar. I love what the Rams are doing. I love the fact that Sean McVay says we're going to let the legal system play out. That's what every team should do. You should let the legal system play out. It is not the job of a sports entertainment franchise to punish players in the eyes of the law when they are not the law, simply so they can appease irritated fans who get worked up over things that are out of the control of the team. DeMarcus Robinson will have his day in court, and he'll have to answer in the eyes of the law. And I'm not saying that he's innocent or guilty. Whatever the officer documented, they'll put that under the microscope. But let the legal system play out. And then once the legal system plays out, then the league will look into it. And they'll determine whether or not he violated the personal conduct policy, and they'll punish him accordingly. Or maybe not at all. It's not the job in the moment for the Rams to take away players from the roster because fans get outraged. Fans get outraged over everything. They get outraged over the size of the cup that you serve them a soda at the stadium. Do you really think that's the group of people that you should be listening to in terms of dictating the well-being of your team? And the most important element of all is, don't forget, the Rams are in the business to win football games. That is why the NFL exists. There are 32 teams. They compete for a Lombardi trophy every year, meaning their ultimate goal at the end of the day is to go out, field the most competitive team, and win. It is not to field the most well-liked individuals who follow the law and go out into the community and pat little Johnny and Jane on the head. And maybe the tuchus, but apparently that will be a violation of the law because people will get outraged over that, no matter how you spin it. Sean McVay knows he has to field a team that could go out and win football games, and that is his job as the head coach. Now, I'm tired of everybody goes out of their way to commend a coach for taking a stance for the sake of society. And if a player violates the law or is accused of violating the law, and accused is a key operating phrase that who cares about the legal process? The legal process takes too damn long to unfold. So you have to immediately make a decision and punish that player accordingly and make an example out of him. Well, I said after going through the ins and outs of this story that I would bring his name up every single time an off-the-field issue comes to light, and I will fulfill those obligations. The punter of the Kansas City Chiefs, Matthew Ariza, okay? He was accused of rape, sexual assault. And then when the legal system played out and they heard the prosecutor on tape explain it to the alleged victim as to why they're not pursuing these charges because there wasn't enough evidence, and the alleged victim's friends called out the alleged victim for not being truthful. And he was taken for a ride. He lost his job as the Buffalo Bills punter because the Bills didn't have a pair. And they gave in to public criticism and pressure. So every time somebody says, I can't believe a team is not doing anything, I will bring up Matthew Ariza. And that should be the lesson to be learned. Do not jump to conclusions. Do not think that you know all the facts. Do not think that you have all the answers. Patience. It's a virtue for a reason because only so few can actually practice it. So I commend the Rams. And I'm not here to have a pissing contest in terms of a DUI versus alleged rape. That's not where I'm going with this. I'm talking about allegations and issues within the law need to be played out under the umbrella of the law, not under the umbrella of the NFL shield and a logo that you root for on a helmet. So I have no problem whatsoever with Demarcus Robinson playing this weekend. He should play. He spoke to his teammates. He addressed his team. He spoke with the powers that be. If they come to the conclusion that they want him to play, he's under contract. He has a job. His obligation is to suit up and play football. His obligation is not to read the court of public opinion an apology or anybody else. And I would hope that more and more teams would take a page out of the Rams playbook and follow suit. Because it's a very dangerous and a slippery slope when they go more in the direction of Matthew Ariza. And then all of a sudden, when you give proper time for the facts to come to the forefront, sometimes you come to the realization that everything reported from one side is not necessarily 100% accurate. So let's now do our due diligence in allowing the law to be the guiding force. And the law is not going to work on your timeline. The law is going to work on its own timeline. It is refreshing to see what the Rams are doing in their approach this weekend. And I really hope that in a league we call a copycat league, that every other front office is watching closely and saying, remember Demarcus Robinson and all the individuals out with the pitchforks? Well, the Rams didn't let that get in their way. We're going to follow suit. I hope the 31 other teams are watching from afar and they come to the same realization that things outside of the world of sports follow. And that is, let due process play out. Lance Meadow with you here on Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. We'll step aside, making sense of plenty in the National Football League and college football. College football rules in overtime. How the committee views those teams. That's next right here on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
The fantasy football playoffs are coming, and if you want to win, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio.
You should be watching who the other teams are cutting this week. There's going to be some good players.
We're here to help you overcome bye weeks, poor performance, and injuries.
You've got to have the depth. You cannot sleep on your weakest link.
You need our team of fantasy football experts now more than ever.
Some tips for late season waiver advice. Make sure you have some money for those final playoff games.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM.
Last night on NFL Radio, this morning, Mad Dog. On tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern here on Mad Dog, and then Monday Night Post. That's why those of you who have friends and family that have not activated this free listening period, which goes through Monday, December 2nd, chop, chop. Let's go, people, okay? I don't know how much more I got to sell you on my shows alone. You know, you get everything else on top of my shows. I mean, my show should bring you there, and then anything else that SiriusXM offers is icing on the cake. Let's open up the phone lines as we move forward here on Channel 82. Matt is in Kansas joining us here. What's happening, Matt? What do you got for us?
Hey, what's going on, Lance? I'm calling, man. I sell cars, bro. I'm just on the road, delivering a vehicle to a customer, just listening to the show this morning. I don't get to watch nearly as much college football as I did when I was younger because I work every Saturday. So I try to catch what I can, but I still like to gamble a little bit. So I wanted to get your opinion on a parlay I put in today. I know it's very unlikely to hit, obviously, but $5 is nothing to burn for the payout. So I want to get your opinion. It basically payouts around $1,900. It's like an underdog parlay. My question for you, which one of these games is least likely to happen? Like, which one of these upsets do you think is least likely to happen? So A&M over Texas, Arizona over Arizona State, Syracuse over Miami, Vanderbilt over Tennessee, South Carolina is actually the money line at Clemson. I think probably Arizona over Arizona State, to me, is the least likely that's going to happen. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think that's a fair one. I mean, I'm not too fond of Syracuse knocking off Miami. I know Miami had a setback, but, I mean, the Hurricanes have looked really good on offense, and we're talking about a 10-1 team. And then the other one is, yes, Vanderbilt beat Alabama, but I think Tennessee has its act together. I'll be honest with you, a lot of the ones you selected, I could easily see being low in terms of percentage. I would not, let's put it this way, I would not start laying out a future purchase, Matt, and having dreams of grandeur.
No doubt.
I think you should be a little realistic under the circumstances.
No doubt. Those are a lot of the ones I like to bet, like low odds, low money. You know,
Sure.
And if it hits, great. If not, I don't miss it. So it's kind of like the way I like to gamble here and there. I don't do it a whole lot when it comes to college football. I'm more bet on the NFL. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be a cool roundup for this first year of the college football playoff. That game last night, too, I agree with you. It was kind of crazy because I think we were in the third overtime, and I had to hop in the shower. So I hopped in, I had the phone on my YouTube app, listening to it as I was showering. I hopped out, and it was in like the seventh overtime. I got out, and my wife had been sitting in the living room watching it this whole time, and she don't really pay attention to football, but I was kind of like thinking like it was exciting, and I came out, and I was like, this is kind of crazy, right? And she's like, yeah, this is dumb.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you
Well,
mean?
listen,
like,
I got to let you go, Matt, on that note, but, I mean, listen, you were echoing the same sentiments. It was crazy, just not crazy good.
You're listening to Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 82. Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
A huge holiday weekend of college football matchups continues on Saturday with several important games that could determine who makes the college football playoff and who doesn't. SiriusXM College Sports Radio has a complete preview and in-depth analysis of every big game. That's on your home for college sports, channel 84, and on the SiriusXM app.
SiriusXM Sports, wherever you are. Your team plays here.
Tune in every Monday to Let's Go, brought to you by Amex. Having the time of your life every time. Made possible by the powerful backing of American Express.
Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
The following is a presentation of SiriusXM Sports.
Today's starting lineups presented by the American Dairy Association Mideast. Chocolate milk has 8 grams of protein with the power to fuel everyone, including Ohio State lineman Donovan Jackson. He's built like a Buckeye, and you can be too. Learn more at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/built-like-a-Buckeye. The Michigan offense will be led by quarterback Davis Warren. Donovan Edwards and Kalel Mullings will share the tailback duties. Wide receivers Kendrick Bell, Peyton O'Leary, and Tyler Morris. Max Bredeson at tight end with Colston Loveland out due to injury. On the offensive line, Greg Crippen at center. Giovanni El Hadi and Josh Preeb are the guards with Evan Link and Miles Hinton at tackles. The Ohio State defense opposite them. Jalen Tuimoloau, Ty Hamilton, Tyleek Williams, and Jack Sawyer on the line. Sonny Styles and Cody Simon, the linebackers. Denzel Burke, Davison Igbenogson, Lathan Ransom, Caleb Downs, and Jordan Hancock in the defensive secondary. The Ohio State offense led by quarterback Will Howard. Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson will share the tailback duties. Receivers Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, and Emeka Ibuka. G. Scott, the lead tight end. On the offensive line, Carson Hinsman at center. Tegra Shabola and Austin Saraveld, the guards. Donovan Jackson and Josh Fryer are the tackles. The Michigan defense on the line. Cameron Brandt, Kenneth Grant, and Mason Graham. The linebackers, Josiah Stewart, Jayshawn Barham, Ernest Hausman, and Derek Moore in the secondary. Jair Hill, Makari Page, Quentin Johnson, Amir Hall, and Zeke Berry. The starting lineups and the opening kick for today's game with Ohio State and Michigan coming up next. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Welcome inside the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. And a public service announcement. Mrs. Mary Mossick, your son can't come to the phone. He's busy today. It's Ohio State and Michigan meeting here in Columbus. The second-ranked Buckeyes, 10-1 on the year, 7-1 in the Big Ten, and looking for a win that would send them to the Big Ten championship game against Oregon. Michigan 6-5 and 4-4 on the seasons. The Wolverines have won the last 3 in a row. Jim and Bobby, both a lot of former players have said, would you guys agree, the most physical game you've ever played in?
Absolutely, and I knew that when Earl Bruce told me that my freshman year. It will be the toughest, most physical, cleanest game you will play in, and the toughest team wins the rushing battle. I'll hammer it all day long. You got to be tough, got to be physical in the trenches. This will be a tough one, Jim.
It certainly is, Bobby. And, if I have a dream about playing college football, it's always against a team up north. I mean, this is a game what it's all about. Growing up in Ohio, you dreamed of the opportunity. Used to maybe watch this game on TV. That was the only game televised at that time. Listen to it on the radio if you were traveling. And then, get the opportunity to play in this game and find out how physical it is. I mean, kind of the badge of honor was to get recruited by both teams because that they were the two of the best teams in the Big Ten, when it was the Big 2 and the Little 8 at that point, because it seemed like each and every year these two teams were back and forth trading off who was going to be the Big Ten champion. And, after calling these games, you see how physical it is, see how many guys are banging around. And the one thing that never changes, everybody, you graduate here, they want to know what your record is against the team up north, because that seems to be the only thing that matters when you're all said and done.
Michigan leads the all-time series in wins, 61-51, and there have been 6 ties. Ohio State vacated their 37-7 win in 2010. And Bobby, just so you know, one of the things that Jim and I always do, we make mention of the fact the last time that Ohio State returned a kickoff for a touchdown, it was in 2010 against Michigan. Jordan Hall.
So if it didn't happen, is actually a real record still?
The record is still. The game result is not, but the individual stats are. And we bring that up because we always referred to the last punt return for a touchdown was Jalen Marshall in 14 against Indiana. That got broken last week.
Well, so maybe this is the year to break the curses, get it going. I know Ryan Day has taken an additional role with the special teams. He's kind of dove in on it. Since he's not calling plays anymore, they put added emphasis on it. You saw it with the punt return. You've seen it with some of the punt pressures. Hopefully it will manifest itself with the kickoff return today.
Yeah, it's been 3 consecutive games in which Ohio State has forced their opponent into bad special teams plays, 2 blocks, and then the bad snap that Indiana sustained last week. Well, the Ohio State football team coming out of the tunnel from their locker room wearing their usual home attire, their scarlet jerseys, silver helmets, gray trousers, and the white numerals. Michigan will be wearing all white with their blue and maize trim. The other amazing part about all of this is that, and Jim, we talked about it last week, everybody listened to the call from Ryan Day as far as the crowd participation. Folks got in here early and got settled in.
And that's we're going to need that again today, Paul. You want to make it as hard as you can on that offensive line. Michigan's offensive line replaced all their starters from a year ago when they won the national championship. So all these guys, it's their first go-around playing in this big game. And what makes it even worse, if you're up there in the offensive line and you can't hear what's going on. We talked about that guarantee that Coach Day made on that punt return earlier this season. I asked him in the radio show if there's any more guarantees, and he didn't want to jump on that one. But let's see if we can get a victory. That would be awesome today.
He was done with his Joe Namath prognostications. Well, the sun is still covering most of the field here, but as most folks know, it has been chilly. Very chilly, extremely chilly. But folks have braved it, and folks are in position and ready for this great rivalry game. Also ready, the Ohio State Marching Band for the National Anthem. Well, it doesn't do you listening on the radio any good. Those of us here, though, we could hear the flyovers from the military aircraft. We couldn't see them, but it just adds to all of the excitement. And, of course, this rivalry, with all of the changes that have gone on in college football, one of the things that hadn't changed was part of what made this so special, the 10-year war that occurred in the 60s and 70s. The teacher and the pupil, Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler, two coaches that had great respect for one another, but two coaches, guys that wanted to beat one another's brains out in this game.
No, that's exactly right, Paul. Those guys had so much respect. Obviously, with Woody got a chance to coach Bo Schembechler at the Miami University where he played, and then Bo was an assistant coach here at Ohio State. He left for a great job, to go up to the team up north, to go coach for Michigan, and 68, Woody was able to take care of him. They handled him that year, and that's the old famous one. Why did you go for two? Because I couldn't go for three in that ball game. It was a lot of that, and that started that war between those two coaches. And I got a chance to sit down when I was a young lad and watch a lot of those games back and forth. They all seem to be low-scoring games.
That they all seem to have a lot at stake. Usually it was the winner of that game that determined who was going to be the Big Ten champion and who was going to go to the Rose Bowl, which was the prize for the Big Ten champion, although much has changed with the way college football has occurred now. Well, the team captains are in position and ready to go to the 50-yard line block O for the coin toss for today's game. There's a population of a lot of other people more than normal for the coin toss, and for that we go down on the field to Matt Andrews.
All right, thanks, Paul. Captains Simon, Henderson, Ibuka, and Sawyer walking out. Larry Smith, Big Ten referee, white hat. As the captains meet here at midfield, the block O, let's listen in. Here's Larry.
Okay, here we go, Michigan. This side is heads. This side is tails. What's your call? It's called heads. It's called the heads. It's tails.
Buckeyes win the toss.
Ohio State, this one will defer. Michigan will receive.
All right, so Ohio State deferred the decision. They'll get the ball to start the third quarter. Michigan will have the ball to start the game today. And each Buckeye defensive third down this half is brought to you by Corson Fire and Security, protecting life and property since 1946. From knowledgeable salespeople to highly trained technicians, Corson provides the very best fire protection and security solutions to businesses throughout Ohio. Learn more at Corson.com. And today's game time temperature brought to you by Atlas Butler, a chilly 27 degrees. Atlas Butler is proud to serve Central Ohio for over 100 years. Their technicians are scheduled day and night, 7 days a week, including holidays. And since Atlas Butler is always open, you never pay any after-hour service fees. For all your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs, call 1-800-FURNACE. So we are set to begin this game. The stakes are very simple. If Ohio State wins, they will go to the Big Ten championship game next week in Indianapolis to take on the Oregon Ducks, who later tonight will play Washington. We don't want to think about the other alternative.
No, we don't, Paul. And, you look at Oregon's already punched their ticket to Indianapolis to represent the Big Ten in that championship game. Ohio State still has 60 minutes of work before they have that opportunity. So let's hopefully these guys get the job done today. And, you look at Ohio State, the last couple games haven't really started fast. Let's see if they can start fast today. Change that.
Kicker Jaden Fielding with 51 touchbacks on the season. He will be booting away. And Michigan is going to drop back to return the kick. Well, that's not going to be a kick returner. Not wearing number 97.
Number 23 for Michigan. Mistakes to 93. 23 to 93.
Jordan Marshall will be one of the deep men back. He was the Mr. Football winner in the state of Ohio last year. He is from Cincinnati Moeller High School, and the other returner is Joe Taylor. Jordan Marshall with the deepest of the returners, as Ohio State will kick from right to left, or for those of you that are familiar with it, they will kick from the open end of Ohio Stadium to the closed end of the stadium.
Fielding's been real good on his kickoffs. 72 kickoffs this year, 51 touchbacks. That's what I want to see, a touchback.
Yeah, the only issue he had this year was the Marshall game when he dealt with a hip flexor, and he had 3 consecutive kickoffs that went out of bounds, and he was temporarily fired from the job. And Austin Snyder took over. Well, the crowd making noise. Everybody's in position, and Jaden Fielding had the ball teed up. It blows off. He'll get one more chance to re-tee it. Bobby, we remember you making a play against Texas Tech, your very first game.
Running down there, absolutely, Paul. I was right there in the south stands. I don't remember anything. I had to watch it again to see what that happened. But my goodness, starting this game, kickoff, the noise, the energy, you're ready to go.
So the ball is re-teed for Jaden Fielding, Ohio State's place kicker, a junior out of League City, Texas. And Jordan Marshall, as mentioned, along with Joe Taylor, the two deep returners for Michigan. Fielding puts his right foot to the ball to get the game underway. And that's going to be a fair catch. Now as the signal, the ball hits Marshall, rolls into the end zone. He's got to return it, brings it out, gets to the 5, and he's going to be tackled right around the 10-yard line. Marshall made a mistake as he came out of there and made a play on the ball. It hit him, and he was going to have to return it. So Michigan with bad field position, and Davis Warren, their quarterback, junior from Los Angeles, 64% completions, 1,064 yards, 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for a young man who was treated for leukemia his junior year in high school and has made a remarkable physical recovery. 1st and 10, Michigan at their own 11-yard line. Kalel Mullings, the converted linebacker, is in at tailback. Center Greg Crippen over the football. Receiver moving in motion, Morris from right to left. And out of the shotgun, Warren is going to hand it. Mullings running straight ahead, and Mullings is going to be knocked down right around the 13-yard line. One of the first to get to him was cornerback Davis Igmanosin, along with linebacker Sonny Stiles and lineman Ty Hamilton.
Arvell Reeskin to start at linebacker. Typically, you would see that when you play against a team that likes to play a lot of 12 personnel. 2 tight ends in the ball game. Ohio State countered that by starting the 3rd linebacker.
Zach Marshall is getting some reps at tight end for Michigan. They are playing without Colston Loveland today. 2nd and 7. Wolverines with the football at their own 14-yard line. Davis Warren in a shotgun. He's got Mullings to his left. Max Bredesen, a tight end, will motion into the backfield. And the snap to Warren on 2nd down, hands to Mullings, curling, and Tyleek Williams has got him and drops him, the defensive lineman, right around the 16-yard line, bringing up a 3rd down, brought to you by Corson.
Tight end are right there inside. You saw Tyleek Williams working against Josh Preem, number 68. Blew him up, was able to get some penetration in the backfield, so we got a key 3rd down to start the game off.
So it will be 3rd and 5, Michigan at their own 16, the opening drive of the game, and the crowd doing their part. O'Leary will go wide to the left, coming wide to the right is Tyler Morris, along with 2 others. And in the backfield is Mullings, next to quarterback Davis Warren. 3rd and 5, Michigan. Working with their own 16. Now Morris will motion from right to left. Snap to Warren. Back to throw. Pressure coming. He looks to throw. Zips that one upfield, and it's caught. Receiver dumped at the Michigan 29-yard line. Tyler Morris. That's a Wolverine 1st down. Stop made by corner Jordan Hancock.
Yeah, that was something that Indiana has success, running those in routes, deep in routes, a dig route, and that's what Michigan went there with Tyler Morris. Warren able to complete his first pass.
Channing Goodwin comes in as the new receiver on this next set of downs for Michigan. 13:03 to play, scoreless first quarter. 1st and 10, Michigan, working from their own 30-yard line. Pistol formation with Warren at quarterback, behind him at tailback Mullings. Now shifting into the backfield is Marlon Klein, the tight end, making up an offset eye. 1st down, Michigan from their own 33-yard line. Snap to Warren. He hands it to Mullings, who goes straight ahead, and he's going to be knocked down by defensive end Jalen Tuimoloau right around the Michigan 34-yard line.
Tuimoloau coming off that block there inside to get that hit on the tackle is big bunch of Buckeyes. That's what you got to get in this game. You got to get a lot of hats on the ball carrier. The Buckeyes are able to do that there.
Michigan utilizing multiple tight ends, but playing without their best one, Colston Loveland, with an injury. 2nd and 6, Michigan, working from their own 34-yard line. Bredesen and Morris and O'Leary will go wide to the left. Coming wide to the right is Hogan Hansen. Kalel Mullings remains at tailback. He's behind Davis Warren in a pistol. 2nd and 6, Michigan from their own 34-yard line. Morris now moving in motion to the right. And the handoff will go to Mullings. He's in trouble and finally piled up and stopped right around the 36-yard line. Ohio State had a bunch of them in there right away early, and it was linebacker Arvell Reese, the primary tackler. Brings up another course and 3rd down.
A lot of key Buckeyes there. A lot of hats on that play. You saw 4 Buckeye defenders there to take down Mullings on that play. Now you got a little bit of work to do here on 3rd down for the Wolverines.
4 to go with the ball to their own 36-yard line. 8:37 and counting. Scoreless first quarter. 2-by-2 receivers, Michigan. To the right and to the left. Kalel Mullings in the backfield to the right of quarterback Davis Warren. 3rd and 4, Michigan at their own 36 here in a scoreless first quarter. Ohio State with 4 down on the defensive front. Davis Warren barking out the call, gets the snap, back to throw. Pressure coming for Warren, zips out up the left side. Klein is catches, but he is tackled by corner Denzel Burke going left side of the Michigan 35. Denzel Burke right on Klein to make the tackle. 4th down Michigan.
And a physical tackle there by Denzel Burke, who, by the way, his 47th start of his career. He started every game that he's been healthy for Ohio State. That's 133 career tackles now for number 10, Denzel Burke, out of Scottsdale, Arizona.
And that's the most consecutive starts by any defensive back in the nation. Caleb Downs back to await the punt from Tommy Doman, who averages 42.3. Long snapper is William Wagner, and he'll snap it from Michigan's 36. Doman gets a low snap at his 22, gets it in the air. There was some pressure there. Downs drifting to his right as that ball checks up around the Ohio State 30-yard line, and that's where it'll go out of bounds. That's where the Buckeyes will have the football, and Buckeye football is brought to you in part by Encova Insurance for auto and home, encircling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout, 10:33 to play first quarter. No score, Ohio State and Michigan. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
If you're a big sports fan like me, sometimes the best part about watching a football game are the pre- and post-game shows. Well, it's the same for probiotics. The most important part of probiotics are the prebiotics and postbiotics that come along. Not all probiotics have this superior combination. That's why I only buy Dr. Ohhira's probiotics. You see, prebiotics feed the probiotic colonies in your intestines, and postbiotics are the organic nutrients produced by Dr. Ohhira's 3-year fermentation process that become the foundation for long-term colonization of the good bacteria in your body. This is so important. No other probiotic formula has this. As I get older, I want to protect my health the best I can and use only the best supplements that are available. So score a touchdown for your health. Get Dr. Ohhira's probiotics today.
Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics. Available at Sprouts, Natural Grocers, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, and other natural health retailers nationwide. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Have you had a high five moment today? High Five Casino is a social casino where you can win real cash prizes from a giant selection of the hottest games. It's always free to play with hundreds of exclusive games, live dealer play, community leaderboards, plus free coins every 4 hours and new games every week. Sign up today for a free welcome offer that can get you spinning and winning right away. Only at highfivecasino.com. High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Each first down that Ohio State picks up today brought to you by Kroger. Reminder that Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. No score, Ohio State and Michigan, 10.5 to play first quarter. Bobby, how about that play made by Denzel Burke right on the receiver?
Well, it was a great job. Normally, Ohio State playing a lot of man on third downs, and you saw Denzel peel off. He's sitting right there, right at the sticks, crossing route, came through, bam, sure tackle, wrapped him up, didn't allow any run after the catch, got off the field on third down.
It's amazing that an all-conference corner has been picked on the way he has this year. Ohio State 1st and 10 at their own 31. Quarterback Will Howard, the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week, 74% completions, 2,685 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 7 rushing touchdowns. Buckeyes 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Travion Henderson gets the start at tailback. He'll be lined up to the right of his quarterback. 2 receivers wide to the right, single flanker Jeremiah Smith to the left. Now moving in motion is Ibuka to the left, snap to Will Howard. He tosses it short out on the right side, caught at the 38-yard line by Carnell Tate, who's going to be locked at the stop right at about the 39 of Ohio State by corner Amir Hall of Michigan.
How about Carnell Tate last week? The last 2 weeks, big game against Northwestern, and Paul, they're ready to go.
Yes, they are. 2nd and 1. Ohio State at their own 40 as they get right on the ball. Empty backfield for Howard, back to throw. Takes a look. He'll fire middle of the field. Tate again, a catch at his own 48, and he is tackled right there at his own 48 by defensive back Wesley Walker, but the chains will move on a first down pickup presented by Kroger.
Yeah, last week, 3rd and 35, he caught one for 25 yards. 4th and 10, he caught one to pick up the first down. He's been very active for these Buckeyes the last couple games. Line did a good job picking up that stunt there.
Tate, 13 catches, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, the last 2 coming into this one. 1st and 10, Ohio State at their own 48, scoreless first quarter. Pistol formation with Howard at quarterback, Henderson behind him at tailback. And it'll be a handoff. Travion Henderson coming left side to his own 45, tackled at his own 46-yard line by Michigan defensive lineman Mason Graham.
Travion Henderson, 79 yards from being in the top 5 in Ohio State history as he got his 37th start of his career in this ballgame.
Averaging 7.4 per carry, and Ohio State will get right on the ball again. 2nd and 10 to their own 48 with 9:16 at counting scoreless first quarter. 2 wide to the right, Tate and Ibuka. Now Emeka Ibuka will motion to the left and join Jeremiah Smith. Will Howard in a shotgun. Henderson off his right-hand side, and Howard throws complete to the Michigan 44. Jeremiah Smith as he goes out of bounds, and he delivers a little bit of a shove to corner Amir Hall. So Buckeyes in Michigan territory.
Yeah, 3rd and short here. Let's see if Ohio State gets up to the line of scrimmage and runs a quick play. Now it looks like they're going to huddle up here and talk about it. Bring in an extra tight end, Bennett Christian, or a tight end into the ballgame.
And they bring in Quinshon Judkins at tailback. 3rd and 2, Ohio State at the Michigan 44-yard line. 8:40 and counting, scoreless first quarter. We haven't seen this much huddling since Coach Cooper was in charge of the Buckeyes. Going wide to the right are Smith and Ibuka. Coming wide to the left is Carnell Tate with G. Scott, tight end, left side of the line. Judkins in the backfield with quarterback Will Howard. 3rd and 2, Ohio State at the Michigan 44. Michigan with a player late running off the field on defense. Snap to Howard. Back to throw at his own 48. Howard now rolling to the right side. Throws on the run. Caught by Tate at the Michigan 32. That's where he is taken down to the Michigan 32 by corner Amir Hall. Carnell Tate with another catch that gives Ohio State another first down.
Will Howard started behind the pocket there. Felt a little pressure. Rolled out to his right. That allowed Carnell Tate to come open on that crossing right. Put it right on the money. He's perfect again.
Yes, great start again for Will Howard. 1st and 10, Ohio State at Michigan's 31 here in a scoreless first quarter. G. Scott, Jeremiah Smith, wide to the right, wide to the left, Carnell Tate and Emeka Ibuka. Henderson in the backfield with quarterback Will Howard continuing the drive of the Michigan 31. Howard fakes the handoff, looks to Flo, looking still, flips that one deep down the right side toward the end zone. Jeremiah Smith incomplete. Flag comes out. It'll be pass interference as Jeremiah Smith was molested going into the end zone with a Michigan defender, Quentin Johnson, covering him.
They're allowed to call it on the other team, I guess. We haven't seen one of those in a while, a defensive pass interference against our receiver.
Pass interference. Defense number 28. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
And the Buckeyes are in the Giant Eagle red zone. Prominent to point out, too, Michigan playing without cornerback Will Johnson again. He's been out for a few weeks, one of the best corners, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country.
Key interception versus Ohio State last year.
Oh, yeah, thanks for bringing that back up. 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Michigan 16. Scoreless first quarter, 7:36 on the clock. Pistol formation, Will Howard at quarterback, tailback Travion Henderson right behind him. 2 wide to the left, single flanker to the right, and it'll be Travion Henderson with a run right side to the 15-yard line. He's locked up and going to be pushed backwards for a stop, and getting back to him was linebacker T.J. Guy of Michigan.
T.J. Guy working against Josh Fryer there. Josh Fryer got some initial movement, then Guy was able to come off that block and make a tackle for no gain.
So 2nd and 10 is what they'll call it because of that no gain, Jim. Ohio State with the ball at Michigan 16. Wolverines forced to punt on their first possession. Ohio State still stretching their first one out. 2nd and 10 at the Michigan 16-yard line. Will Howard straight behind his center, gets the snap from Hensman, hands it off Henderson, running right, cuts back to the middle, and he's going to be taken down around the 12-yard line of Michigan by defensive lineman Cameron Brandt.
Started it out to the right, a little misdirection there, and then he was able to cut that back to the left. Behind the left guard, Austin Zarevelt found a little bit of a rushing lane.
3rd and 5, Ohio State at the Michigan 11. Buckeyes quickly get on the ball. 3 wide left, Smith wide right. Howard straight behind his center, Hensman with Henderson in the backfield with him. Now the Buckeyes will look to the sideline. The receivers to the left are Tate, Scott, and Ibuka with Smith wide right. 3rd and 5, Ohio State at Michigan's 11 here in a scoreless first quarter. Carson Hensman, center over the ball. Will Howard straight behind him. Gets the snap. Howard back to pass. He'll flip it downfield, incomplete at the 6-yard line, and Makari Page was there to cover out of the secondary. Emeka Ibuka. So the field goal unit will come on for Ohio State.
Yeah, Emeka Ibuka started on the left, came across the formation, in motion, took that route, tried to get back inside, just couldn't quite get that one hooked up. So Ohio State will send their field goal team out.
Jaden Fielding on the year, 8 for 9. He was 1 for 1 last week against Indiana. This will be a 29-yard field goal try. The long snapper is John Furman. The holder is punter Joe McGuire. Everybody is set on the line of scrimmage. Furman over the football. Snaps it to McGuire, who puts it down. Fielding with a kick for a field goal. It is up, and it is good as the Buckeyes get on the board first, thanks to a 29-yard field goal from Jaden Fielding. Score perks on Game Day Essentials all season long at Giant Eagle. Giant Eagle is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 6:14 to play first quarter. It's 3-0 Ohio State ahead of Michigan. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation, the game's on fire. Whether you're in the stadium or on the couch, make sure Buckeye Vodka, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, is in your lineup. Distilled for a smooth finish, it's the perfect play for any game day. Grab yours and please enjoy responsibly. And be sure to follow them on social media at Buckeye Vodka. That's at Buckeye Vodka, 21 and over.
Hey, Buckeye fans, Union Home Mortgage's 1% down payment program is like kicking an extra point or scoring a 2-point conversion. You put 1% down, and Union Home Mortgage will kick in up to 2% on the house. Visit UHM.com or call 877-846-4968 today. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,500 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows. Get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Stay safe this season. Make a plan for a safe ride home. If you drive drunk, you will be caught and you will be arrested. Drive sober or get pulled over. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. And right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
We're your ultimate pass on the field and in the stands. Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 40 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 9 plays, 58 yards, 4:19 off the clock. Buckeyes get a field goal. That's 6 in a row now for Fielding.
And certainly it would have been nice to see him get in the end zone with what was probably a good-looking drive there.
It was a great drive. You want to finish those in the end zone, like you said, obviously, Paul. But what was interesting in that, you saw the pace of play. Ohio State has been one of the slowest playing offenses this year in college football. You saw the hurry up right out of the jump. Ran down there pretty good. Only 3 out of the 9 plays were runs, and only one of them was a success. Really moving it with those short passes that Will Howard's been so good with all year.
So 3-0. Buckeyes on top thanks to Jaden Fielding's 29-yard field goal. Jordan Marshall will be back deep for Michigan. He is averaging 26.8 per kick return. And Jaden Fielding will be kicking off. And again, he'll kick from right to left.
Where'd that Marshall kid go to high school,
Yeah,
Paul?
I'm sorry to say that. He escaped Cincinnati Moeller and went on up to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, it's your old school.
Yes, it is. I don't know if they still claim me anymore, but
no, I'm sure they do.
I own a diploma buried in a drawer somewhere at home from there. 3-0.
Oh, it fell off again.
Ohio State with a lead with 6 minutes and 14 seconds to play. This, and we mentioned it last week, this is the first time since 2014 Ohio State has finished the year with back-to-back home games. And when they did it in 2014, it was against the same 2 schools, Indiana and Michigan.
It turned out to be a pretty good year for the Buckeyes.
I'd say so. 3-0 the lead right here for Ohio State. For the first time in a few weeks, they've got the lead to begin the football game. They went down to 7-0 each of the last 2 weeks to both Northwestern and to Indiana. Ball still on the tee. Jaden Fielding will drive his right foot into it. Put that in the air. Marshall shielding his eyes from the sun. He'll let that one land in the end zone for a touchback. So Michigan will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Timeout on the field. 6:14 to play first quarter. 3-0 Ohio State leading Michigan. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Evan Williams Bourbon is the official bourbon sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This fall, reach for Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon or Evan Williams 1783 Small Batch. Made in Louisville, Kentucky, this lineup of award-winning bourbon is extra aged for a rich and smooth taste that's easy to enjoy. Sip Evan Williams neat, on the rocks, or in a cocktail. There's no wrong way to enjoy it. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Go Buckeyes! Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43.45% alcohol by volume, 21 plus. Think wisely, drink wisely.
Well, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say. Upon further review,
There is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Check, check, and check. That's the sound of me getting a jump start on my holiday list. But I can't take all the credit. Kohl's makes it too easy. I got my daughter a mini instant camera, my husband his favorite cologne, my sister Kookaburra by UGG slippers, and that's just the beginning. Then I got 20% off some of my other gifts. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Select styles. Offer valid through November 23rd. Coupons do not apply to Tech, Sephora at Kohl's, and Kookaburra by UGG. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Buckeye fans, power up and carbon down with AEP Energy and Eco Advantage, their 100% renewable energy plan for your home or business. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 6:14 to play first quarter. 3-0 Ohio State leading Michigan down on the field to Mount Andrews.
Great atmosphere, fellas. Energy's good. It's cool. The wind certainly is a factor. Not so much if you look at the American flag, but the smaller flags on top of the stadium really show it's a blustery breeze that's kind of swirling out there right now.
Bob, how you like the view from up here? You used to seeing it down close.
Oh, this is tremendous up here, Paul. You guys got the best seat in the house. A nice, sunny, crisp Ohio day. Can't think of a better day to play football.
When you hit somebody, how did it feel on a day like this?
When you're playing a lot, not as bad. But when you're coming off for the guys on special teams that may sit for 10 minutes, it gets a little cool. Those bones hurt a little bit more.
And probably hurt even later in the day even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michigan with the football, 1st and 10 at their own 25. Wolverines were forced to punt on their first possession. Quarterback Davis Warren, who last week threw a touchdown and an interception, 26 for 35 and 195 yards in Michigan's win over Northwestern. It's been Davis Warren and Alex Orji. Jack Tuttle, who played some earlier in the year, had to stop playing football because of injury concerns.
Michigan come out 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers on the field.
And that back, Donovan Edwards, had a career 2 years ago in this game, in this stadium. Pistol formation. Warren, the quarterback. Donovan Edwards behind him at tailback. Give to Edwards running left side, and Edwards is going to be hit and stopped by linebacker Cody Simon right around the Michigan 28.
Boy, Cody Simon's been playing some good football for Ohio State this last 6 weeks or so, really all year long, but he's picked it up, applying pressure, getting a bunch of tackles each ball game. Last week he had 10.
Donovan Edwards 2 years ago, 2 TD runs, 75 yards and 85 yards in this stadium in Michigan's win. 2nd and 7. Wolverines at their own 25-yard line, trailing 3-0 to Ohio State. Michigan with 2 receivers wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Edwards in the backfield to the left of quarterback Davis Warren. On 2nd down, Cody Simon showing a possible blitz for Ohio State. He backs away, snap to Warren, looks to throw, tosses right side, and it is caught. The receiver is dumped by corner Denzel Burke at the Michigan 36-yard line. Hogan Hansen is, but that gives the Wolverines a first down.
Yeah, Hogan hasn't played a whole lot this year, Hogan Hansen. That's a 6th reception on the season. With the injuries they've had to Colston Loveland being out today, he's a guy that's going to have to step up and play a little bit more outside.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Michigan with the ball at their own 37-yard line as we near the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. O'Leary will go wide to the left along with Morris. Samaj Morgan wide right. Edwards in the backfield to the left of quarterback Davis Warren. 1st and 10 Michigan with the ball at their own 37-yard line. And back is Davis Warren to throw. Hit while throwing. It's caught by Edwards right side, and he's locked up by corner Denzel Burke at the 37-yard line of Michigan.
Jack Sawyer introducing himself there to Davis Warren. Got in the backfield quick there. Working against Evan Link, the right tackle. Applied that pressure. Just a short gain on that first down play for Michigan.
Defensive end Jack Sawyer, a sack and a half last week against the Indiana Hoosiers. 2nd and 9, Michigan at their 38 with 4.5 to play first quarter. 3-0 Ohio State leading. 3 wide to the left. Single flanker goes wide to the right. Marlon Klein, Michigan's tight end. Now he'll squeeze in on the line of scrimmage. Bredesen moving in motion into the backfield with quarterback Davis Warren and running back Donovan Edwards. Snap to Warren. He hands to Edwards, moving straight ahead behind blockers, and he's going to be knocked down around the Michigan 44-yard line. Ty Hamilton lineman with a stop. It brings up a Corson third down.
Bredesen pulled through the hole in that fullback position there. Got a decent block on Sonny Styles and let him know about it afterwards.
Alex Orji will come in at quarterback, sophomore from Texas. As a runner, averages 4.6, 228 yards and a touchdown. He pretty much mostly always runs. 3rd and 3, Michigan with the ball at their own 44. Orji hurt Ohio State with a couple of runs last year in Ann Arbor. Kalel Mullings in the backfield to the left of Alex Orji. 2 wide to the left, single flanker right. 3rd and 3, Michigan at their own 44. Down a field goal here in the first quarter. Orji in the shotgun. Gets the snap, Alex Orji, and he takes off running behind blockers, goes wide to the left. He's got room. He'll scoot to the 50, get to the Ohio State 40, to the 30 of the Buckeyes, where he is finally tackled by safety Caleb Downs. Alex Orji with a big payoff run for Michigan.
Well, you're right about the running part. He likes to run the football, and he has. He's had just 1 TD rushing this year, rushed for over 228 yards on 50 attempts, completing just 52% of his passes. So the Buckeyes knew what he was going to do, but couldn't stop it.
Nope, so 1st and 10, Michigan to the Ohio State 37. With under 3 to play first quarter, Buckeyes have a 3-0 lead thanks to a Jaden Fielding 29-yard field goal. Michigan out of the huddle will send O'Leary wide to the left. 3 receivers wide to the right. Now one of them will motion Bredesen into the backfield with quarterback Davis Warren and tailback Kalel Mullings. They surround Warren in an offset eye. Working from the Ohio State 27. Mullings the handoff, going right side behind blockers, and he's dumped by corner Denzel Burke at the 20, finished by linebacker Cody Simon at that spot at the Ohio State 20.
Well, they had a shot for him right near that line of scrimmage, but Jack Sawyer couldn't come off the block there, applied by Evan Link. Allowed him to score to that linebacker depth and almost to the safety depth to make that play.
Mullings averaging 5.4 per carry coming into the game. 2nd and 2, Michigan at the Ohio State 19-yard line. We near the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Out of the huddle, Michigan will send O'Leary and Morris, wide to the left. Bredesen on the right side of the line with Klein. They'll both flip-flop and go left. Quarterback Davis Warren, the front man in a pistol. Mullings behind him. 2nd and 2, Michigan at Ohio State's 19. And it'll be a handoff. Mullings trying to flip out to the left side, and linebacker Cody Simon has a hold of him. But Mullings drags the pile to the Ohio State 13. That's where the play will come to an end. It's a first down for Kalel Mullings of Michigan as they keep driving into Buckeye territory.
Yeah, they're getting hit after first contact. We got to start knocking them backwards. The Buckeye defensive front has to get physical here in the red zone.
Minute and a half to play first quarter. Michigan 1st and 10 at the Ohio State 12-yard line. Michigan will send 3 receivers wide to the right. Kalel Mullings remains in the backfield to the right of quarterback Davis Warren. 1st and 10, Michigan at Ohio State's 12. Now 4 eligible receivers on the right side of the formation for Michigan. Warren gets the snap out of the shotgun. He hands it to Mullings, who's grabbed by linebacker Arvell Reese at the 10, and that's where that trip will come to an end.
No, Arvell Reese says, I had enough of this. You running forward after contact. Right there on contact, he's able to take him down for a short gain.
Sophomore out of Cleveland, Glenville, came into the game with 30 tackles, Arvell Reese. So with less than a minute to play in the first quarter, Michigan continues this drive, 2nd and 8 at the Ohio State 10-yard line. Mullings remains in the backfield. Davis Warren's going to work under center Greg Crippen. 3 receivers squeezed in tight on the left side of the line. There's a receiver on the left. 3 on the right. Now O'Leary moving in motion, and it's going to be a fake handoff. Rolling to his right is Davis Warren looking to throw. He's at the 15 of Ohio State. Now flips that ball into the end zone and well underthrows his intended receiver. He gunned that one for Tyler Morris, but was well short of it. It brings up a Corson third down.
Yeah, good coverage here by Denzel Burke as he read the rollout. He was in front of his receiver the whole time. No place for Warren to go. He ran out of real estate as he got to the Ohio State sideline. Just had to dump it and get ready for another play.
Frederick Moore in is the new receiver for Michigan, who looks at 3rd and 8 at the Ohio State 10 with 21 seconds to play in the first quarter. Moore will come wide to the right along with Hogan Hansen. 2 receivers to the left. Now one of them, Morris, will motion to the right. Mullings in the backfield with Warren. 3rd and 8 Michigan at the Ohio State 12 late in the first quarter. Davis Warren out of the shotgun. Back to throw with pressure coming. He's being chased again. Throws upfield, and that ball's going to be dug out for a catch by Moore right around the 3 of Ohio State. We'll see if they review that play because he went low to get it. Denzel Burke, cornerback, was covering Moore.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Ohio State's Well, they're going to get up to line
They
scrimmage.
sure are.
Play.
4th and 1 at the Ohio State 2 for Michigan. Now the officials step in, and they're going to review that. When you choose the James at Ohio State for your cancer care, you're choosing access to the most advanced cancer treatments available from the team who specializes in treating just one type of cancer, yours. For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State. The first quarter has come to an end. That's what the stoppage was for. It's 3-0 Ohio State leading Michigan. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
With NFL Sunday Ticket now only $89, there's a lot to be thankful for. Like stuffing your living room with Lions, and Ravens, and Cowboys, and Commanders, and Broncos, and Bears. Not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Get NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV for $89. Offer ends December 2nd. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. New users only. Terms and embargoes apply. No cancellations. Content restrictions apply.
If you're a big sports fan like me, sometimes the best part about watching a football game are the pre- and post-game shows. Well, it's the same for probiotics. The most important part of probiotics are the prebiotics and postbiotics that come along. Not all probiotics have this superior combination. That's why I only buy Dr. Ohhira's probiotics. You see, prebiotics feed the probiotic colonies in your intestines, and postbiotics are the organic nutrients produced by Dr. Ohhira's 3-year fermentation process that become the foundation for long-term colonization of the good bacteria in your body. This is so important. No other probiotic formula has this. As I get older, I want to protect my health the best I can and use only the best supplements that are available. So score a touchdown for your health. Get Dr. Ohhira's probiotics today.
Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics. Available at Sprouts, Natural Grocers, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shoppe, and other natural health retailers nationwide. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports. It's the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. Michigan called a timeout before the quarter ended, so there's 2 seconds remaining in it. It's 3-0 Ohio State leading, but the Wolverines are looking at 4th and 1 at the Ohio State 3-yard line. So, Bobby, it looks like Ohio State's defense is getting close to getting to Davis Warren.
Well, they're getting good pressure down there. Being in the red zone, this is where this team has thrived, Paul. And you've seen them, those goal line stands against Indiana, Penn State, what they've been able to do. They can turn them away again here. It will help them. They're number 1 in all of college football in their red zone touchdown efficiency. 36% of the time the opponents score TDs. So we'll see if they can get a big stop here on a 4th and 1.
Yeah, let's see what Michigan decides to do offensively. We've seen them certainly make use of Alex Orji, Jim, and the running threat he brings, they paid off on it.
Yeah, one play in, and he was able to pick up a lot of yards on that one running play by Orji. 29 yards on that run. Paul, I thought, they review every play. Now it looks like they're going to go the other end of the field.
They're going to let the quarter. I think they're going to let the quarter come to an end once the timeout is over.
Please set the game clock to 15. The timeout came after the expiration of the quarter. Therefore, Michigan will get its timeout back. We'll begin the second quarter from the 4-yard line.
Okay, so that's what happened. We thought the quarter had ended, but then they gave the indication that the timeout was called. Of course, they turned the microphones for almost every darn thing other to explain that one.
Yeah, I really thought that pass that Tyler Morris caught, it looked like he might have trapped that against the turf, but that didn't get any further review. And then Coach Moore from Michigan was running down the sideline to get that timeout there right before the end of the half, but the quarter did expire before he had the opportunity to call that timeout. So a little bit of confusion there, maybe by Michigan, but they're going to go for it here on 4th and short.
Yes, with the ball at the 3 of Ohio State. Michigan will drive now into the closed end of the stadium. The Ohio State defenders out there urging for crowd noise. C.J. Hicks comes in as an additional defender. Michigan will have Max Bredesen and Kalel Mullings, in an I formation, straight behind the quarterback, Davis Warren, who'll be under center. Nobody out wide. 4th and 1, Michigan to the Ohio State 3. Warren under a center, Greg Crippen with the I formation behind him. Gets the snap, hands it Mullings, moving straight ahead, and he's hit by Caleb Downs, safety, and stopped right at about the 3-yard line. Lineman Tyleek Williams threw his body in there also, and Ohio State should be taking over on downs.
It looked like they needed to get to the 2. I don't know if they've got there. They're going to review this. We'll see where the ball's spotted as the body's clear. Tyleek Williams is saying they didn't get it. Jack Sawyer's saying they didn't get it.
And they did not. Thought right away that it looked like that play went down at the 3-yard line. How about that defensive stand, Bobby, for that line, the way they were able to make a play there?
Oh, they've done a great job getting penetration underneath. Jim understands if you don't get a push up front, it's going to be real hard to convert that. And you see Cody Simon, Caleb Downs flying over the top. Very reminiscent of Happy Valley.
You know, that's why this team, guys, is number 1 in the nation in red zone defense. So with a 3-0 lead, Ohio State, now they got a big piece of pasture to navigate themselves.
The ruling on the field that the runner was short of the line of game is under further review.
Oh, okay. You're going to wait that long to do that? So at the moment, ostensibly, it is 1st and 10 Ohio State at their own 3-yard line. Every play is allegedly, possibly, maybe reviewed.
And then a few get further reviewed, like this one.
It was a pretty good spot, though. I don't think that he got there.
I didn't either.
No, I agree. They didn't get any movement.
Now, as soon as that play went dead, it looked like, just as we all looked at it, it was right there at the 3-yard line.
Number 98, Caden McDonald, who did a great job at Penn State getting penetration against their center, did the same thing to Crippen, the center for Michigan, on that play.
Of course, this is a Michigan offensive line pretty much retooled from last year, where they were the best in the nation by many of the metrics.
I think they lost their top 6 guys.
And this Michigan team, they don't go for it all that often on 4th down, only 16 times this year.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. First down, Ohio
So
State.
14:44 to play, second quarter here in Columbus. Ohio State, thanks to a Jaden Fielding 29-yard field goal, has the ball in a 3-0 lead.
Well, you got to get a first down here, and then you can open up your offense a little bit when you're backed up at the 2.5-yard line. So let's move it out here. Let's get some positive plays. In the past, we've seen Will Howard push forward for positive yards. They got 2 defensive tackles inside from Michigan, so I think we'll try to get something maybe out there behind the tackle, the C gap.
Buckeyes with receivers right and left, tight ends on each side of the line as well. Quinshon Judkins in the backfield. To the left of quarterback Will Howard is in his own end zone. Howard gets the snap, hands to Judkins, and he's going to be grabbed and stopped right at about the line of scrimmage, the 3-yard line, by linebacker Jayshon Barham.
Yeah, that's kind of where they were daring you run. They had that open spot there, but Barham did a good job of filling that. He's got good size at 6'3", 243, and made a sure tackle there on the back.
A transfer from Maryland who had played against Ohio State when he was with the Terrapins. So 2nd and 10 for Ohio State, working from their own 3-yard line. Again, it'll be Judkins to the left of Will Howard. Jeremiah Smith out wide to the left, coming wide to the right. Emeka Ibuka and Carnell Tate. And on 2nd down, Will Howard out of the shotgun. Howard takes off running straight ahead himself, and he's taken down at about the same spot. The 3, maybe the 4, is Michigan's Mason Graham, defensive lineman, makes the stop.
Yeah, Mason Graham there working inside against Tegra Shabola, was able to toss him aside when Will Howard pulled that ball and tried to run. Picked up maybe a yard on that play. Big 3rd down conversion here for Ohio State.
Travion Henderson will enter in the backfield. Coming in also Brandon Innes is a wide receiver. So to be 3rd and 9, Ohio State at their own 4. 13:38 and counting, second quarter. Buckeyes leading 3-0. Ibuka and Smith wide left. Innes and Tate wide right. Henderson in the backfield with Will Howard, who's in the gun. 3rd and 9, Ohio State from their own 4. Howard to pass out of his own end zone, tosses right side, and it is intercepted at the 10-yard line and taken down at the 2, where Carnell Tate tackles corner Amir Hall. And Hall comes up with his 2nd interception of the season, both of them coming in the last 2 weeks. And Michigan will have a 1st and goal on Will Howard's 7th interception of the season.
Going on the field is an interception short of the goal line. Sideline warning, Michigan.
Well, that has no effect on the play for the moment, so the Wolverines given a big gift by the Buckeyes.
Yeah, it looked like there, just not a good throw pass by Will Howard. Carnell Tate was going more up the sideline. That pass was short behind the receiver. No chance for him to make that play.
Well, this defense that we talked about being so good nationally in the red zone, again put to the test. Michigan 1st and goal at the Ohio State 2. The Buckeyes leading 3-0, 13:21 left until halftime. The Michigan defense with that Amir Hall interception come up with their 10th of the season. So Davis Warren, the quarterback, will have Max Bredesen and Kalel Mullings behind him in an I formation. Nobody out wide. Receivers pinched in on each side of the line. First and goal, Michigan at the Ohio State 2. Warren will hand it off. Mullings moving straight ahead, and he's going to be stopped right around the 1-yard line. Ohio State had Caden McDonald, defensive lineman, insert his body into the play.
Yeah, he's a big boy there inside and loves playing in these type of situations. Let's see if they can stuff him a few more times.
Second and goal, Michigan at the Ohio State 1. McDonald, a sophomore from Suwanee, Georgia. He's on that line with Tyleik Williams, Jalen Tuimoloau. And out of the huddle, Michigan will have Davis Warren again with an I formation behind him. Bredesen and Mullings. Second and goal. Michigan at the Ohio State 1. Nobody out wide. Warren gets the snap, hands to Mullings again, and Mullings is going to push everybody into the end zone for a Michigan touchdown. Kalel Mullings with his 12th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Wolverines have a 6-0 lead.
Well, we talked about the keys of the ball game, turnovers. You can't turn the ball over. That time Ohio State tried to get an outside route there near the sideline, and Hall was able to come underneath that, take that down to the 2-yard line on that interception return. After 2 plays, Michigan puts it in the end zone.
So their PAT unit on. Dominic Zavada, who kicked here a couple of years ago when he played at Arkansas State, will be on to try the PAT. William Wagner, the long snapper. Tommy Doman, the punter, is the holder. Wagner in position over the ball. Doman calls for it, puts it down. Zavada with the kick for the PAT. It is up, and it is good. And Michigan has a 7-0 lead over Ohio State. 12:37 to play second quarter. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose Chill, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout, 12:37 left second quarter. It's 7-3. Michigan ahead of Ohio State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Have you had a high five moment today? High Five Casino is a social casino where you can win real cash prizes from a giant selection of the hottest games. It's always free to play with hundreds of exclusive games, live dealer play, community leaderboards, plus free coins every 4 hours and new games every week. Sign up today for a free welcome offer that can get you spinning and winning right away. Only at highfivecasino.com. High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're a big sports fan like me, sometimes the best part about watching a football game are the pre- and post-game shows. Well, it's the same for probiotics. The most important part of probiotics are the prebiotics and postbiotics that come along. Not all probiotics have this superior combination. That's why I only buy Dr. Ohhira's probiotics. You see, prebiotics feed the probiotic colonies in your intestines, and postbiotics are the organic nutrients produced by Dr. Ohhira's 3-year fermentation process that become the foundation for long-term colonization of the good bacteria in your body. This is so important. No other probiotic formula has this. As I get older, I want to protect my health the best I can and use only the best supplements that are available. So score a touchdown for your health. Get Dr. Ohhira's probiotics today.
Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics. Available at Sprouts, Natural Grocers, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, and other natural health retailers nationwide. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Back at Ohio Stadium, Skip Mossick with a check of your college football scoreboard. It is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. One other Big Ten game currently in progress, second quarter in Chicago. Illinois 14, Northwestern 10. Top 25, late first quarter. Vanderbilt up 10 on Tennessee, 17-7 Commodores. Second quarter, Clemson leads South Carolina 7-0. One other game around the state this afternoon, currently underway. Second quarter, NCAA Division III playoffs, Mount Union 21, John Carroll 7. Michigan 7, Ohio State 3, as we send things back to the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels.
And if you're looking for health coverage, Medical Mutual's individual and family health plans have you covered. Visit medmutual.com/enroll ACA to find a plan today. Medical Mutual, your hometown health insurer. Well, Amir Hall with an interception for Michigan sets up a Kalel Mullings 1-yard touchdown run to give Michigan a 7-3 lead over Ohio State. 12:37 to play second quarter.
2 plays, 2 yards, 44 seconds off the clock for Michigan as they put that in the end zone. Randy Gradishar was honored there during that TV timeout. famous for the Orange Crush defense there with the Denver Broncos.
Yes, he was a good one.
They waited too long for that one.
They certainly did. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame finally. Remember, Kalel Mullings completed a pass against Ohio State last year in Ann Arbor. He completes that drive for a touchdown to give Michigan a 7-3 lead. Emeka Ibuka and Lorenzo Stiles back deep to await the kick from Tommy Doman of Michigan. Puts it in the air. Emeka Ibuka will let that one land in the end zone for a touchback. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification of the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, this is Anthony Herron. Did you know SiriusXM has a channel dedicated to nothing but the Big Ten? It's SiriusXM Big Ten Radio. Just head to the SiriusXM app and search Big Ten.
7-3, Michigan leading Ohio State, 12:37 to play. Here in the second quarter, so the Buckeye offense after the Will Howard interception. Back out onto the field.
Well, we've seen him shake those off previously. He'll have to do that again and see if he can lead this team down for a touchdown drive and get the lead back.
Well, we joked about the last couple of weeks how Ohio State fell behind early and then roared from behind to win football games. So they find themselves in that position right now. Quarterback Will Howard in a shotgun. Running back Quinshon Judkins off his right-hand side. Ibuka will be wide to the right. Tate and Smith wide left. Snap to Will Howard. Option play. Pitch right side. Judkins races to the 30. To his own 35. Shoved out of bounds at his own 40-yard line. Quinshon Judkins by safety Wesley Walker. First down. And that pickup presented by Kroger.
Yeah, coming back with that little option. Option to the right there. Will Howard reads the defensive end. Defensive end reacts to Will. He pitches out to Judkins, and more than enough to pick up that first down.
Made you think you were back in the 1970s with Ohio State and Michigan playing with that option.
Gain of 15.
Ball at the Ohio State 40. 7-3 Wolverines leading. 12:13 to play until halftime. Will Howard in a shotgun again. Gets the snap. Fakes a handoff. Looks to throw. Pressure coming. Steps up. Throws on the run upfield. Caught at the Michigan 42-yard line, and that is a grab by Ibuka coming from left to right. Stepping out of bounds to the Michigan 42 to give the Buckeyes another first down. He made the grab in front of corner Jair Hill.
36 games in a row for Emeka Ibuka to catch a pass. Every game of his career that he started, he's caught a pass.
And he, like many of these other seniors, trying to get their first pair of gold pants. 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Michigan 42-yard line. Ibuka, Smith, and Tate start off wide to the right. Tight end Kazmarek on the right side of the line. And now Smith will motion to the left. Quarterback Will Howard in the gun. Judkins off his right-hand side. Snap to Will Howard. Fakes a handoff. He zips that one up the left side. Caught by Jeremiah Smith at the Michigan 38. And that's where he's going to be grabbed and thrown out of bounds at the Michigan 37 by corner Jair Hill in front of the Wolverine bench. Is there maybe a little extra nastiness going on over there?
That tackle was well within the white, and that's in the sideline of Michigan. Jeremiah Smith. Now both teams are going at it a little bit. Fisher's got to get control.
And Michigan players coming off the sideline onto the field, and Sharon Moore, the Michigan coach, out there trying to keep some of his players away from the Ohio State players.
And all the Ohio State coaches are making sure none of their players leave the sideline.
And finally, a penalty flag comes out. And I tell you what, if it's against Michigan, it certainly isn't for lack of effort for their coaches to try to keep their players out of it.
They already had one sideline warning. Could this be a sideline infraction or something more serious?
Unsportsmanlike. Two flags out there, okay. 11 minutes, 10 seconds on the second quarter clock. Michigan a 7-3 lead. But again, that play went out of bounds on the catch and run by Jeremiah Smith right in front of the Michigan bench.
After the play, we have multiple unsportsmanlike conduct. Number one, of Ohio State. This is his first. That leads to his disqualification. Assistant coach for Michigan. Penalties offset. Second down.
So, the play stands as is.
Now, if the assistant coach gets number 2, does he get ejected?
Yeah, he should, but and they didn't. I'm sure that probably the scorekeepers or someone's keeping track of who it is, but that would be the case. But Jeremiah Smith's catch and run puts it 2nd and 5, Ohio State at the Michigan 37-yard line. 7-3, Buckeyes trailing the Wolverines. Smith, who made that catch wide to the left with Ibuka. Tate wide right. Tight end Kazmarek right side of the line. Will Howard in the shotgun now approaches the line of scrimmage, possibly to change the play. 2nd and 5, Ohio State at Michigan's 37. Snap to Will Howard, hands to Judkins, going to the right side, and Judkins grabbed by one defender, and he's taken down to the Michigan 35-yard line, and making that play for Michigan was linebacker Ernest Hausman.
Yeah, Barham was the first guy there, number 1 for Michigan. Judkins able to give him a little bit of stiff arm to get positive yards out of it. Still have some work here on third down.
And 3 to go at the Michigan 35-yard line. So the Buckeyes, not quite a huddle. They get set on the ball with 10:18 to play here in the second quarter. 7-3 Michigan leading. Smith wide right. Howard gets the snap out of the gun. Hands Now Howard takes off running left side, and he's hit hard and stopped at the Michigan 33. Safety Makari Page. Linebacker Ernest Hausman with the contact in. Howard. And depending on that spot, he may have the first down. And somebody is slowing on the ground.
Howard. For an offensive injury, this will be a media timeout.
And remember, we saw Will Howard go through something like this at Michigan State. Timeout on the field with 10 minutes exactly to play second quarter. Michigan 7, Ohio State 3. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
This Thanksgiving, gobble up something good on the SiriusXM app. From dinner party mixes to a feast of live football, food podcasts, and more fall fixings.
Jarrett back, looking, lofting, right side. Amon-Ra St. Brown, touchdown, Detroit Lions.
We're serving up the perfect soundtrack for any moment this holiday weekend. Just search Thanksgiving in the SiriusXM app.
Hey, this is Chris Childers, the show pony. Join me after the game on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'll break down this game and all the early college football action and give you the chance to weigh in on the phones. Plus, we'll listen live to the big moments for the afternoon games and preview the primetime tilt. It's all on Mad Dog Sports Radio after the game on Channel 82 or on the SiriusXM app.
We need to focus on today, not past today. Do the things in all three phases that get us in preparation to be the best we can be on the weekend and get ready to go.
This is former LSU running back Jacob Hester.
And this is former FSU quarterback E.J. Manuel.
Every Tuesday, our former coach Jimbo Fisher joins us on Off Campus at 3 Eastern.
I'm going to say this. Yeah. Sitting on this end of the mic's a lot easier than sitting on that end of the mic this time of year.
Hear Jimbo Fisher with us Tuesdays at 3 Eastern exclusively on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84 and SiriusXM app.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
When you choose the James at Ohio State for your cancer care, you're choosing the team that specializes in treating just one type of cancer, yours, and where you'll get access to the most advanced treatments available. You didn't choose cancer, but the choice of where to treat it is clear. The James at Ohio State. 7-3 Michigan leading, 10 minutes to play second quarter. Down on the field of Matt Andrews.
Fellas, Will Howard walked off on his own power, but he has gone straight to the medical tent being evaluated right now.
He took quite a hit from Makari Page and Ernest Hausman, safety and linebacker. So Devin Brown would come out if Ohio State's going to continue this drive, as he did against Michigan State when Will Howard had to leave for a play. It is 4th and 1 Buckeyes in the Michigan 33.
Buckeyes 17-24 on fourth down conversions. They've went for it quite often this year and had success. Let's see if they can do it here.
Devin Brown has played in 7 games this year. He's run 7 times for 13 yards. He's 10 for 19 passing with a touchdown. That came in a similar situation at East Lansing to Jeremiah Smith. Now, Scott and Judkins will surround Devin Brown. Will get under center Carson Hinsman on fourth down. Give it Judkins, sweeping to the left side. Judkins behind blockers. Gets to the Michigan 30, to the 20, and he is forced out of bounds just inside of the 20-yard line by Michigan's defensive back, Wesley Walker. Judkins picks up the first down around the left end.
Good play, good handoff, and great quickness by Judkins as he runs towards Michigan's sideline, turns it up that sideline, and just stepped out of bounds where he had more running room.
Devin Brown continues the series at quarterback. Junior from Gilbert, Arizona for Ohio State. 1st and 10 Buckeyes at the 23 of Michigan. Brown in the shotgun. Judkins to his left in the backfield. And we'll get the official stop play as Michigan will call a timeout now. Wolverines take the timeout. 9:24 to play until halftime. 7-3 Michigan with a lead. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes every moment cheering on your team even better. Plus, the mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue when your beer is Rocky Mountain cold. So you never have to guess if your Coors Light is ready to drink. So crack one open, take a sip, and enjoy the game. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We know you're a fan, but is Buckeye pride in your blood? Here's your chance to prove it. This season, Abbott and the Big Ten are kicking off the largest blood donation competition of our lifetime to fight one of the worst blood shortages in a generation. Simply visit bigten.org/Abbott to sign up for the We Give blood drive and help settle once and for all that the Ohio State gives the most spirit. Again, visit bigten.org/Abbott to sign up.
Wish you could call a play or two? You can get in the game when you play the Bob's Discount Furniture Dare to Compare Challenge. When you dare to compare Bob's winning styles with the competition, you get on-trend, high-quality furniture for every room in your home that costs hundreds, even thousands less than other brands. See how much you can save when you dare to compare with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeyes need Buckeyes, and Versity makes the blood donating process quick and easy. Join Brutus and give blood with Versity to save a Buckeye at the Wexner Medical Center. Versity, schedule your next donation at bersiti.org/OH. 9:24 left till halftime. Michigan 7, Ohio State 3. Bobby, this is where players have always got to be ready. And the big noise, Bobby, is because
we got Will Howard running some sprints on the sideline down there, juicing this crowd up. Gosh, this crowd's really coming to life today, Keels. I mean, it's an exciting environment.
It certainly is. Will Howard went out after a big hit from both Makari Page and Ernest Hausman. Devin Brown's been in for the last couple of plays, the backup quarterback.
Play clock operator, please set the play clock to 25.
And you wonder if Ohio State used that timeout to get Will Howard back in the lineup.
Thank you.
Well, he's going to walk toward the huddle with the Ohio State grouping there. 9:24 left until halftime. It's 7-3 Michigan leading. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the 23 of Michigan.
He's got his helmet on.
And he's going onto the field. Will Howard, senior quarterback from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, the transfer from Kansas State, who has been lauded immensely for his leadership on this team.
Yeah.
Hats off to Devin Brown for his job.
Great job there. Coming in cold and executing the play perfectly on 4th down.
So to be 1st and 10, Ohio State at Michigan's 23. Jeremiah Smith wide to the left, wide to the right, Carnell Tate and Emeka Ibuka. Tight end G. Scott right side of the line. Judkins in the backfield with Will Howard. 1st and 10, Ohio State at Michigan's 23. Carson Hinsman over the ball, and Will Howard's going to change the play. 1st and 10, Buckeyes of the Wolverine 23. 7-3, Michigan leading. Now Will Howard resettles in the shotgun. Hands it off Judkins. Cuts it up the middle as he started to go wide to the right, and he is knocked down to the Michigan 24-yard line. Linebacker Josiah Stewart brings that play to a stop.
Yeah, going to lose about a half yard on that play. Running to the right. Got chased down from behind. Really no opportunity for Judkins there to make much. You got to block it better up front.
Judkins averaging 5.6 per carry. The transfer from Ole Miss. 2nd and 11. Ohio State and Michigan's 24-yard line. Travion Henderson now in at tailback. He's aligned off the right-hand hip of Will Howard, the quarterback who fakes a pitch, looks to throw with a penalty flag out. Now Howard takes off running up the middle to the Michigan 20, goes down at the 18-yard line. Bringing that play down was nose guard Kenneth Grant, but there was a flag that came out as the play was going.
Ohio State's pointing towards the south, which would be the Michigan team. Let's see what it is here.
Offside. Defense number 0. Line of produces over. 5-yard foul. 2nd out.
That would be linebacker Josiah Stewart. The Buckeyes now, because of that, are in the Giant Eagle red zone. So it will be 2nd and 6. Ohio State at the 19 of Michigan. 8.5 counting, 2nd quarter. Wolverines a 7-3 lead over the Buckeyes.
Yeah, 2 penalties called in the game, both on Michigan.
Changes on both sides.
Looks like Rayshawn Benny, number 26, checked in for Michigan.
2nd and 6, Buckeyes of the Wolverine 19-yard line. Will Howard in the gun, gets the snap, hands it off on a fly sweep. It's Judkins coming left to right, and he is stopped at the 20-yard line. Ernest Hausman, linebacker, makes the tackle on running back Quinshon Judkins, who came from a slot left around to the right.
Going to be about a 3rd and 7 now for Ohio State, so they're going to have to dial something up and see if Will Howard can throw the football down the field after a couple runs.
Of course, Will Howard was knocked out for a couple of plays after a big hit. He's back in there. 3rd and 7, as you said, Jim. Ohio State is at the Michigan 20-yard line. Emeka Ibuka will come in and go wide to the left with Jeremiah Smith. Carnell Tate wide right. Scott, the tight end, on the right side of the line, and in the backfield is Travion Henderson next to his quarterback, Howard. 3rd and 7, Ohio State at the Michigan 20. Slow snap. Howard throws down the right side of the field toward Tate, incomplete at the 1-yard line, as Tate had to try and go high for that. He was covered going down near the goal line by safety Wesley Walker. 4th down, and the field goal unit comes back out.
Buckeyes now 1 of 5 on 3rd down conversion. That's something they're going to have to get cleaned up here in this ball game. You're right. They're going to go ahead for the field goal attempt, kicking from the right hash.
Well, that was a slow snap from Carsman Hinsman getting to Will Howard. It will be a 38-yard field goal try for Jaden Fielding, who earlier hit a 29-yarder. John Furman, the long snapper, is positioned over the ball. Joe McGuire to put it down at the 28-yard line. He puts it down, the kick by Fielding for a 38-yard field goal try in the air, and that one goes through. No, they wave no good, excuse me. He started to raise his hands, and I looked down for a second. No good on the field goal try, so the score remains 7-3. Michigan will lead over Ohio State. Timeout with 7:28 to play second quarter. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today.
Visit BuckeyeKubotaDealers.com to find a dealer near you.
Soy has been keeping secrets, and it's ready to share. Soybeans are among the most versatile agricultural products. They are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we all love and use every day. Ohio is leading the way, developing new uses for soybeans to support our changing world. Soy low-key slays, and I'm here for it. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeyes Care strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. Joint partners American Electric Power, Kroger, Donato's, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS-TV in Columbus in supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeyes Care. Jaden Fielding of the Buckeyes misses on a 38-yard field goal try, so the score remains 7-3. Michigan the lead, 7:28 left until halftime. Bob, we knew that trying to stop run against that Michigan defense was going to be a challenge for Ohio State.
This defense isn't as good as they've been the last couple of years. They're still 4th in the nation against rushing, and it's proven out. I mean, Ohio State's had some hits, but consistently being able to move the ball, it really just hasn't been there on the ground yet.
Yep. The scoring from Michigan came on a Kalel Mullings 1-yard touchdown run following an Amir Hall interception of Will Howard. So this Ohio State defense, #1 in the nation, total defense and scoring defense, 3rd best against the rush, 4th best against the pass, put on the spot again.
Yeah, and they're all out in their field trying to get this fan base to provide some crowd noise, and got a little response out of them.
Just a little. Of course, we got spoiled with the response they had last week against Indiana. 1st and 10. Michigan at their own 20-yard line. 7:28 left until halftime. 7-3. Wolverines with a lead. Peyton O'Leary will go wide to the right for Michigan. Tyler Morris is flanked left. Quarterback Davis Warren sets up as the front man in the pistol. Kalel Mullings, who scored the Michigan touchdown, is behind him at tailback. 1st and 10 Wolverines from their own 20. Now Warren looks like he's going to change the play and come get under his center, Greg Crippen. Gives instructions to his linemen. 1st and 10 Michigan at their 20. Warren will resettle into a shotgun. Mullings behind him at tailback. Snap, and the handoff will go to Mullings. He's in trouble in the backfield. Eludes some defenders, but linebacker Arbor Reese will finally halt his progress right around the Michigan 21-yard line.
Yeah, Buckeyes coming up in the run blitz there inside, shooting the gap, kind of forcing the issue against this Michigan team, but they were able to still get positive yards maybe a gain of 3 there on first.
To make it 2nd and 7. Michigan with the ball at their own 23-yard line. 7 minutes to play until halftime. 7-3 Wolverines. O'Leary will come wide to the left. Morgan will go wide to the right. Couple of tight ends on the right side as well. Davis Warren out of Los Angeles. Works in a shotgun. Mullings, his tailback, is to his right. 2nd and 7 Michigan at their own 23-yard line. Warren motions a receiver, Morris, but he hands it off to Mullings running straight ahead. And again, it's Arvell Reese, the linebacker, who puts him on the ground right around the Michigan 24-yard line, bringing up a course and 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd down for Michigan. They're 2 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Buckeye defense needs to force a 3 and out here.
They certainly do. This is a Michigan rushing attack that averages just under 160 yards per game. 6:19 and counting second quarter. 7-3 Michigan on top. 3rd and 5 Wolverines with the ball to their own 25-yard line. Tyler Morris will go wide to the right. 1 of 2 in that direction. 2 wide to the left for quarterback Davis Warren. 3rd and 5 Michigan from their own 25. Buckeyes linebacker sneaking up as if to blitz. Snap to Warren, back to pass. Pressure coming, throws right side, incomplete. At the 30-yard line, that was thrown for Morris. Corner Davison Igbinosun with a clean defensive play for Davison Igbinosun, the corner from Union, New Jersey. 4th down, Michigan will punt.
He's an excitable young man, isn't he? Especially when he makes a play. He is full of juice now, walking over to the Ohio State sideline. So the defense holds, gets a 3 and out, forcing a punt.
Caleb Downs, who returned to punt for a touchdown last week against Indiana, is at the Ohio State 28 to await Tommy Doman's punt, senior from Rochester Hills, Michigan. William Wagner, the snapper, gets it to Doman, hits that punt from his 15-yard line. He gets back to Downs in a hurry. He'll let it bounce behind him, roll inside the 15. It's going to roll down near the 10-yard line, and Michigan will get it down to inside the Ohio State 10-yard line. That call's going to be down to around the Ohio State 7-yard line. So Doman unleashes quite a punt. And with 5:41 to play until halftime, Ohio State will have the ball, but again, deep in their own territory.
I think Downs maybe lost that in the sunlight there. Couldn't quite get a good handle on it. Decided just to get away from that. Let it bounce, and took a Michigan bounce down to the 7.
7-3. Michigan with the lead. Mullings a 1-yard touchdown run, fielding a 29-yard field goal for Ohio State, and missed a 38-yard try. So this Buckeye offense trying to get on track as they huddle up around their quarterback, Will Howard, who got knocked out for a couple of plays, but he's all good to go now. Smith will go wide to the right. Tate and Ibuka wide left. Henderson in the backfield. 1st and 10, Ohio State operating from their own 7-yard line, coming out of the closed end of the stadium, moving north to south. Will Howard in a shotgun. Gets a low snap, hands it off Henderson. Works his way up the middle and moves left, and he'll make it to about the 9, and that's where he gets knocked down. In there for Michigan was Mason Graham, defensive lineman, to make the tackle.
Well, they end up putting that punt at 68 yards. That was 58 was a long coming in for Tommy Doman, and so that's 10 yards above his longest of the year.
Yep.
As I said, took a pretty good bounce there.
It certainly did. 2nd and 8. Ohio State with the ball at their own 9-yard line. Henderson will be behind Howard in a pistol set. Buckeyes have 2 receivers to the right, Ibuka and Scott, single flanker left. Now Henderson motions left. Howard looking to throw. Howard fires middle of the field, incomplete for G. Scott at the 19th. Ball thrown a little low for G. Scott, covered by safety Wesley Walker.
Yeah, Howard got hit by number 8, Derek Morris. He's trying to throw that football down the field. Right as he was trying to throw the football down the field, helped cause that incompletion. Pressure on the quarterback.
So to be 3rd and 8, Ohio State at their own 9. Carnell Tate will come off the sideline and replace tight end G. Scott. And join the huddle around quarterback Will Howard.
Might be a good time to move the pocket here.
5:01 to play until halftime. 3rd and 8, Ohio State from their 9. 3 wide to the right, 2 wide to the left, leaving Howard alone in the backfield. Now Henderson will motion back there with him. 3rd and 8, Ohio State from their own 9. Michigan adjusts defensively as well. Snap to Will Howard, hands it Henderson, and he's going to be grabbed and stopped for a loss of about a yard. Michigan was all over that play. Linebacker Jaden Hood brings down Travion Henderson, and that play draws boos from the crowd as Ohio State will have to punt away.
That'll be a 3 and out for the Buckeye offense. So the defense holds for Michigan after getting a great punt. Now Ohio State's going to have to try to flip the field their own way with their punter, Joe McGuire,
who on the year has averaged 43 per punt and has a long of 61. Only punted twice last week. Samaj Morgan is waiting for Michigan near the 50-yard line to get the football. It's 4th and 8. The snap from Furman will come from the Ohio State 8-yard line. Gets to McGuire in his own end zone. Rolls to his right. Puts a punt in the air. And coming up and waving for a fair catch will be Morris at the 39 of Ohio State. Not a great punt. The 2025 Buckeye Cruise for Cancer set sail on the Silver Sea Silver Moon. It's an intimate ship with an even better experience. All inclusive of beverages, shore excursions, taxes, and gratuities. Sail to bucket list ports like Jamaica, Nassau, Bahamas, and many former Buckeye greats will be there. Sailing from Fort Lauderdale. Call 614-792-6204 to book today. Ohio State's special teams does not help the cause here for the moment. Michigan 1st and 10 to the Ohio State 39. Wolverines leading 7-3 with 4:17 left until halftime. Quarterback Davis Warren sets up in a shotgun. Donovan Edwards is to his right in the backfield. Tight end Bredesen motions into the backfield. Snap to Davis Warren. Hands to Donovan Edwards. He moves to the right, and he's going to be grabbed by a busy linebacker, Arvell Reese, with a stop around the Ohio State 37.
Yeah, just a 31-yard punt there officially for Joe McGuire. Punting into, I guess, a breeze coming out of the south.
Let's go with that.
I'm hoping.
4 minutes and counting, second quarter. How about Arvell Reese, the way he's played?
Already got 5 tackles in the game.
2nd and 7. Michigan with the ball at the Ohio State 36-yard line. Morris and Klein will go wide to the right. O'Leary wide left. Bredesen comes left as well, leaving Donovan Edwards alone in the backfield with quarterback Davis Warren. 2nd and 7. Michigan with the ball at the Ohio State 36-yard line. Snap to Davis Warren. Hands it Donovan Edwards going up the middle. Bumps off of one of his own blockers, but then tackled Tyleek Williams will sling him down to the ground, bringing up a course and 3rd down.
With assist there by Block O, Cody Simon on that play. No gain.
So 3rd and 7 because of no gain. Michigan to the Ohio State 36. As we near the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, Wolverines leading 7-3. And Ohio State's defense being leaned on heavily here. O'Leary and Bredesen go wide to the right. Coming wide to the left for Michigan. No, it's O'Leary coming to the left. Klein goes wide to the right. Edwards in the backfield with Davis Warren. Now Edwards on motion slot left. He'll get a flash sweep running to the right. Donovan Edwards, he gets to the Ohio State 36, and that's where linebacker Cody Simon upends him. Cody Simon, Caleb Downs over there to help bring that play to an end.
Now Zapata has a 56-yard long field goal on the season. Let's see what they decide to do here. Will they kick or punt?
I think he's hit 2 of them this year too, Jim.
For an offensive injury.
He had one against Indiana a couple of weeks ago and then hit one last week against Northwestern. He has the record at Michigan with 6 field goals this season of 50 yards or longer.
Yeah, there's a Michigan player there on the Michigan sideline that is injured. Trainers, doctors looking at him right now.
Of course, Dominic Zavada, a junior from Chandler, Arizona. We mentioned it earlier. He was in this stadium a couple of years ago when he was a kicker for Arkansas State.
It might be Donovan Edwards down there. I don't know for sure.
He was 4 for 4 in that game with Arkansas State against Ohio State on field goal tries. This would be where they're setting up a 54-yard attempt.
Yeah, the wind would be at his back.
Donovan Edwards, that would be a crucial injury for Michigan. And he's still down on his rear end there at the Michigan sideline being attended to. A senior from West Bloomfield, Michigan, playing in his 50th game.
Yeah, I can't see that number for sure, but he was a ball carrier on that last play.
He is number 3 in all-time career pass receptions at Michigan by a running back. And he just gave Ohio State a nightmare 2 years ago here when he rushed for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns of over 70 yards.
Was number 7 that was hurt, Edwards. Looks like he's okay walking it off now on the sideline. Tony Alford, former Ohio State coach, giving him some words of encouragement.
Well, the holder, Tommy Doman, will put this down for Michigan at the Ohio State 44, so it'll be Dominic Zapata trying a 54-yard field goal. Wagner is the long snapper. Clock moving, 2:27 left until halftime. Wagner in position. Doman, the holder, puts it down to the kick by Zapata for 54 yards. That's a low kick headed toward the upright, and that one is good by Dominic Zapata. And he adds to Michigan's lead. The Wolverines, thanks to Dominic Zapata's 54-yard field goal, they have a 10-3 lead over Ohio State. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Join me, Danny Cannell, and Dusty Dvorak Monday morning at 6 Eastern as we break down all the action from the weekend on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Well, a missed field goal for Ohio State, a made 54-yarder by Michigan's Dominic Zavada. And the Wolverines have a 10-3 lead over the Buckeyes with 2:15 to play here in the second quarter.
Well, Coach Day's been emphasizing the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half. You have to win that. You have to get some points. So Ohio State's got to take this drive down, get some points on the board, and then they'll get the ball out at halftime, see if they can add some more to that total. They got to get some first downs. Michigan has some timeouts here left. It says 2 timeouts left for the Wolverines.
And 2 minutes and 15 seconds, so we'll have the 2-minute timeout coming up shortly. Tommy Doman, the punter, and the holder will be kicking off. Lorenzo Stiles and Emeka Ibuka are back deep to Ohio State to wait the kick. 10-3, Michigan with the lead. Kickoff in the air, and Emeka Ibuka will wave for a fair catch, but let the ball land back in the end zone. So the Buckeyes will have it 1st and 10 to their own 25-yard line. And again, more separation of players being required.
Seems like that happens a lot in this game.
Yeah. Down on the field to Matt Andrews.
We've heard some boos. We've got the crowd right now completely taken out of this game. Credit Michigan. They've, with turnovers and special teams, grabbed certain command right now.
Yes, and of course an interception by Amir Hall. He picked off Will Howard, and that set up the one touchdown we've got in the game, a 1-yard plunge by Kalel Mullings. So it's 1st and 10, Ohio State with the ball to their own 25. Will Howard gets the offense assembled. He's got Travion Henderson next to him in a shotgun formation. Smith wide to the right. Snap to Will Howard. Throws the ball with pressure coming, and that ball's going to be incomplete at the 40 up the right side for Jeremiah Smith. But Michigan had a better chance at getting it. And over there was Zeke Berry trying to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, 3, almost 4 defenders there around Jeremiah Smith. Brandon Ennis was in that ball game for a play. Now he trots over the sideline.
But somebody didn't block someone. There was a defender that had a free run at Will Howard, forcing him to throw that balloon ball up. 2nd and 10, Ohio State, their own 25-yard line. Buckeyes have Ibuka and Tate were wide to the left. Now Ibuka will motion to the backfield and go back slot left. Scott and Smith off the line to the right. Snap to Will Howard, looks to throw. Will Howard will fire out on the right flat. Caught G. Scott at the Ohio State 30, knocked out of bounds at the Buckeye 31-yard line by defensive back Zeke Berry.
Yeah, pick up about 6 there on a pass to G. Scott. G. Scott now picking up his 15th reception of the year.
And we'll get the 2-minute timeout here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. 2 minutes to play till halftime. It's 10-3, Michigan leading Ohio State. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a VIP opportunity through our small business sweepstakes. Winners will be recognized on the field at an Ohio State home football game. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC sweepstakes. Rules and restrictions apply.
Hey, Buckeye fans, Union Home Mortgage's 1% down payment program is like kicking an extra point or scoring a 2-point conversion. You put 1% down, and Union Home Mortgage will kick in up to 2% on the house. Visit UHM.com or call 877-846-4968 today. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,500 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
For over 30 years, Schumacher Homes has been building affordable custom homes throughout the Buckeye State. Experience true customization on your land, your way, without any compromises. Come visit any of our 9 Ohio model home and design studio locations to see the latest in design trends and learn about our award-winning building process, or start online at SchumacherHomes.com. You'll be surprised how affordable a custom home will be. Schumacher Homes, proud home building sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
10-3, Michigan leading Ohio State. 2 minutes left till halftime here in Columbus. Stay with us for our halftime show this afternoon. Skip Mossick will visit with OSU President Ted Carter, Athletic Director Ross Bjork, and check scores from other games. That's all coming up at the half. Bob, this Ohio State offense just can't find any traction.
They can. This is the 2-minute I thought would wake them up a little bit, go with some tempo. Will Howard's been really good at those short and intermediate passes, getting them out of his hands, and just really hasn't had the time. He's missed 3 straight. Defense is playing well. You can't really ask for much more from them. They say, give me an inch, and they'll defend it. Well, they've defended it pretty well today.
Yeah, and Michigan has this lead because of a 54-yard field goal. At least this margin anyway.
Well, that and a 68-yard punt, and then a 31-yard punt to gave them, ball at the 39-yard line, and they didn't, pick up a first down there, but they picked up enough to put it in the field goal range of Zavada.
So, Ohio State facing 3rd and 4 at their own 31-yard line.
Big conversion here.
It's needed for Ohio State. So the offense trots out on the field. Quarterback Will Howard has thrown an interception. He got knocked out of the game for a couple of plays, but is back in there and operating well. They'll have Travion Henderson with him at tailback as Ohio State will huddle up. Ball put at their own 31-yard line. Carnell Tate, G. Scott, and Emeka Ibuka go wide left. Jeremiah Smith wide right. Henderson to the left of Will Howard, who's in the shotgun. 3rd and 4, Ohio State at their own 31. 2 minutes left till halftime, 10-3 Michigan leading. Now motion by Ibuka from left to right. Defender follows him across the field. Howard gets the snap. Back to throw. Will Howard fires. Middle of the field. Caught by Ibuka at the 44. Moves to the 50. Tackled at his own 49-yard line. Hillman, the safety, with a stop for Michigan. Emeka Ibuka gives the Buckeyes a first down near midfield.
That gives the fans something to cheer about as the Buckeyes quickly get back on the line of scrimmage.
Which is their own 49-yard line. Hinsman has a bad snap, bounces to Will Howard. He looks and throws that on the left side and just throws it out of bounds near the Michigan 40 over the head of Carnell Tate. But Carson Hinsman with a bad snap that hit the ground.
That's the second one today. You got to get that cleaned up in a hurry.
Of course, Carson Hinsman moved just a couple of weeks ago to center due to the injury to Seth McLaughlin. So 2nd and 10, Ohio State at the 49 on their own side of the field with a minute 44 left until halftime.
Yeah, you get a stud defensive tackle over you. It changes the way you snap that football.
I would imagine when you got guys like Kenneth Grant. So Ohio State breaks the huddle, 2nd and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Ibuka and Smith wide left, Tate wide right. Tight end Scott slot right. Henderson in the backfield with Howard. 2nd down, Ohio State from their own 49. Will Howard to pass. Looking to throw, tosses up the left seam, and it is caught at the Michigan 42 by Jeremiah Smith. That's where he is wrestled down to the ground. Still shy of the first down. Corner Jair Hill with a stop for Michigan.
Yeah, give him a pickup of 8, so very manageable here for Ohio State. And they'll get it 9 yards.
Yeah, and they rush right to the ball at the Michigan 42-yard line. Snap to Howard. Sets up at the 50 to throw. Tosses right side, and it is caught at the Michigan 39. Carnell Tate with a grab. Taken down, coming off the right side by safety Zeke Berry. First down for Ohio State with a minute 20 to play till halftime.
Hit him on a quick slant route.
And a race car pace. 1st and 10. Ohio State at the Michigan 38, trailing 10-3. Howard looking to pull the trigger again. Toss middle field. Caught Tate. Taken down to the Michigan 27-yard line. Coming off the right sideline. Zeke Berry, safety with the tackle. Tate gives Ohio State another first down through the air.
Gain 11.
And here they go right on the ball at the 27 of Michigan. Will Howard in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Howard will hand it Travion Henderson. Slowed, but then speeds ahead to the Michigan 26. And that's where the pile will greet him and stop him. Jay-Sean Barham, linebacker, one of the defenders that stops Henderson.
Buckeyes have all 3 of their timeouts left. They'll probably start using them here soon as the clock's ticking.
And the Buckeyes get right on the line also. 2nd and 8 at the 25 of Michigan. Howard in the shotgun with the football in his hands, looking left side, throws it deep on the left side toward the end zone for Smith. He's run into and interfered as the flag comes out. Jeremiah Smith, flags all over the place as he was headed into the end zone from the left side, but he had corner Jair Hill draped all over him.
Pass interference, defense number 35, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that comes with 35 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith did a good job drawing that penalty.
He sure did. So that penalty is going to move the ball up near the 10-yard line of Michigan. Well, the officials are taking their dear sweet time to put that ball in play.
Half the distance situation here. They're counting, Paul.
10. Take the shoes off. Start with the toes.
Double digits, you have to.
1st and 10, Ohio State at the Michigan 12. With 35 seconds left in the half, 10-3 Michigan with the lead. Henderson in the backfield with quarterback Will Howard. Smith wide to the right, 3 others wide left. Howard back to throw with some pressure coming. Lofts it right corner of the end zone. Smith got it for a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith. 10-yard pass play. Jeremiah Smith hauls it in from Will Howard. The Buckeyes get their first touchdown of the day, and they trail by a point with the PAT pending. 10-9 Michigan.
Well, we talked about it. The middle 8, the Buckeyes got it started here. They did what they had to do before the half. Now they got to put the extra point up through the uprights and go out there and play defense for 30 seconds. Rest at halftime, come out with a plan to start the third quarter.
PAT unit is out there. John Furman to snap it. Joe McGuire to put it down at the 11 to hold it, and Jaden Fielding to try a PAT that would tie the game. Furman in position, snaps it, put down by McGuire. The kick by Fielding is up, and the game is dead even as the PAT is good. And with that touchdown, that's another donation from the Heartland Bank Community Foundation to the USO of Central and Southern Ohio, benefiting our active duty military personnel and their families. For more information or to support our troops, go to usocso.org and be the force behind the forces. So the game is tied 10-10 on the Will Howard touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith.
The Ohio State scoring drive powered by Honda, celebrating over 4 years of manufacturing right here in Ohio. 9 plays, 75 yards, 1:45 ticked off the clock.
So Will Howard passes with his 27th touchdown pass of the year. Bobby, certainly that's a great answer for Ohio State, who didn't seem to have things going their way.
Well, usually teams, you want to start fast, Keels, but I think this Ohio State team, the solution is start slow and give them the lead, and then they get to that racehorse, that NASCAR pace. It's amazing how that pass rush, Jim, slows down when those guys are gassed out there and the tempo's really rolling.
We were really only half kidding about that.
I gave up. The start fast moniker for keys to victory, no more. After watching the last half of this season, this team comes alive in the middle of the game, and a lot of it is that tempo. They're so good, and some people question, well, why don't they do it a little bit more?
Jeremiah Smith wide open on that play.
His 10th touchdown catch of the season. Freshman from Opelika, Florida, and Will Howard hit him in the right portion of the end zone for that score.
And another ball blowing off the tee.
Yeah. Well, we can see the streamers on the goalpost are showing that it is whipping around quite a bit, as well as the Big Ten flags around the top of the stadium.
I'm sure Matt Andrews, our sideline reporter, can feel it down there.
Every bit of it. So 30 seconds left until halftime. 10-10 the score. Ohio State and Michigan dead even. I had a flashback to 1973 when I said that. 10-10. Remember the tie game?
You do.
Yes, I do. Jordan Marshall and Joe Taylor are back deep for Michigan. And now Denzel Burke will have to hold the ball for Jaden Fielding to kick it off from north to south. 10-10 Buckeyes and Wolverines. Fielding ready to kick it from the 35-yard line. Boots this one, and it's a low kick that'll be fielded by an up man, but then bobbled. Another up man will pick it up for Michigan to the 25, move to the 30-yard line, and that's where the tackle is finally made. Wow. That kind of went crazy for a while. Michigan had that ball fielded by Joe Taylor.
Yeah, good tackle there by the Buckeyes on special teams after that little bit of confusion there.
So with 25 seconds left in the half, Michigan will have it at their own 28-yard line.
Let's see what they decide to do here at the end of the half with the wind at their back.
Let's hoping there was the wind that caused that kickoff to go the way that it did.
They credited Patrick Gerd with that tackle.
Yes, it was Patrick Gerd. Another one of those seniors playing in his last home game. Davis Warren, the quarterback for Michigan, has Kalel Mullings in the backfield with him. 1st and 10, Michigan with the ball at their own 28-yard line in a tie game at 10. And he gets the snap, hands it off Mullings, running right side, and Mullings going to be stopped by linebacker Sonny Stiles right around the Michigan 34-yard line.
We'll have to keep our eye out for Donovan Edwards. Remember, he got hurt at the end of that last drive, or on that last drive for Michigan.
So 10 seconds and counting. Will Michigan even bother to try and run another
play? Doesn't look like it, Paul.
It certainly doesn't. Half will come to an end. Ohio State and Michigan are tied at 10 after one half of play here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. 10-10 the score. Ohio State and Michigan. Stay tuned. Skip Mossick with our halftime show coming up next in a 10-10 ball game. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Sports Grid Radio on Sirius XM has you covered this NFL season.
Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns head to Denver to finish Week 13 of the NFL season. Can the Browns play spoiler again and beat another playoff contender in the AFC or cover the 7-point spread? We'll break it all down. Make sure you tune into Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio, channel 159 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Hey, this is Chris Childers, the show pony. Join me after the game on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'll break down this game and all the early college football action and give you the chance to weigh in on the phones. Plus, we'll listen live to the big moments for the afternoon games and preview the primetime tilt. It's all on Mad Dog Sports Radio after the game on channel 82 or on the Sirius XM app.
Dusty and Danny in the morning on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, featuring myself, the much smarter and better looking Dusty Dvorak.
Hey, don't forget about your sidekick, Danny Cannell.
Start your mornings with us as we bring you all the latest news in college sports and have fun along the way. Come be a part of the fastest growing show on radio.
Dusty and Danny in the morning on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, weekdays from 6 to 9 Eastern.
Welcome to the Buckeye Football Halftime Show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
Welcome back, everybody, to Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Halftime, Ohio State and Michigan knotted at 10 apiece. We are joined inside the Buckeye Huddle by Athletic Director Ross Bjork. And you've been involved with college athletics for a long time. How have any of your rivalry games at previous stops compared to this one?
Yeah, being at Ole Miss, I would probably put that one up there. The Egg Bowl rivalry, Mississippi State, it's a small state, and so everybody knows everybody. You talk about sort of family crossover, right? You may have, you may be married to a Mississippi State grad, but you're an Ole Miss grad. And so I think that part of it, the intensity, it was back and forth for the most part for about a 12-year period. Ole Miss dominated for years, and then Mississippi State got good. And they would say the team up north. They would call Ole Miss the team up north. So I think they stole that from Ohio State. And so there was always this bickering, this rivalry. There was respect, but it got pretty intense. And then, you take the recruiting piece of that, and it just became nasty. So that's probably the closest thing. But, I've been around UCLA, USC. I was at Missouri when we played Kansas. So there's a lot of intense rivalries, but there's nothing that's going to compare to what we're experiencing here, and so just love soaking it all in.
Well, Ross, we know what's at stake for Ohio State today. The CFP rankings continue to create a weekly debate, as we always knew they would. I still say let's wait and see how things play out, but we're hearing some discussion about maybe some tweaks in the future. Without knowing what's going to happen, are you able to share any of the things you may be hearing from some of your peers across the country?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, content, right? Content. People want high-profile, big-time matchups, and I think what we've seen this year is so many more games matter. Games down to the wire. It used to be if you weren't in position in November, you were kind of out of it. And now, there's 2-3 lost teams that may have a shot based on what happens this weekend. So, what do we do to produce more content? I think that's the key to all of this. So we're set on the playoff format for the 2024 and the 2025 season. The first tweak that could be made would be for the 2026 season. So in the Big Ten, we prefer some more automatic qualifying spots. I think the SEC is preferring that as well, and that's all been public. And so what does that model look like? Again, how do we create more high-impact matchups? What does November scheduling look like? What does championship game look like? I'm of the belief that if you play in the conference championship game, you should have an automatic qualifying spot into the playoffs. Right now, that's not necessarily, the case. And so there's a lot of things I think we can be way more creative on. But I think what we're seeing is viewership is up, content is up, fan participation is up. People are craving college football. And I think a lot of people thought this would be sort of doom and gloom around NIL and transfer portal world. But that's not the case. The popularity of the sport has never been better. And so how do we capitalize on that? That's really the key thing that we'll go into the offseason and go into 2025 and try to map out moving forward.
Ross, last thing. Chile, obviously, here this afternoon. Chile again tomorrow, but another huge game for your top-ranked Ohio State men's soccer team. They will host third-ranked Stanford, third round of the NCAA tournament, 5 p.m. I know you'd like another huge showing from Buckeye Nation tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Same thing. Same kind of weather, 5 o'clock there at Jesse Owens. And, our guys are playing so well. They're poised. They're mature. They're on a mission. Stanford's a good team. But I think our guys will come out. And Stanford, I don't think it's as cold in California as it is in Ohio. So maybe that'll be an advantage for us tomorrow night. But it's going to be great to watch our guys compete again.
Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork, we always appreciate your time. Fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll be doing this again next week, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks, Skip. Go Bucks.
Again, the score here at the half, Ohio State and Michigan tied at 10 apiece. Up next, we'll chat with Ohio State President Ted Carter as halftime activities continue. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows. Get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Ready? It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right. Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. From biking to bench presses, Milk's protein helps you build lean muscle and gain more from your workouts.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Again, halftime here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Ohio State and Michigan tied at 10 apiece. Skip Mossick joined, as always, by Ohio State President Ted Carter. Welcome back.
Thanks, Skip. It's good to be here. Good to be here for the greatest rivalry in all of sports.
Can you tell us a little bit about what this first week about this rivalry has been like for you?
Yeah, I know a little bit about rivalries, having been in the Army-Navy rivalry for decades, but this is bigger than anything I've ever seen. It's truly unique. My first time here as a Buckeye. I'm really excited about it. And I'm excited to see our fans here. They're really into it today. It's a big day for all of us.
Obviously, we're tied at 10 apiece. Just your thoughts on the very even first half?
Yeah, we're out, performing them on offense just a little bit in yardage, but that turnover hurt us pretty hard. And, we're a second-half team, so I'm looking forward to us taking care of business here.
As you come close to one full year as president here at Ohio State, I always like to ask on Thanksgiving weekend, what are you thankful for?
Yeah, so much to be thankful for, and I'm really thankful for the warm welcome that we've had, the entire time we've been here. Linda and I have lived all 4 corners of the country, all over the world, and this is a community that is so special. I'm grateful to be part of such a fantastic team of students, faculty, and staff. The work that we're doing here in Ohio is changing lives all around the world. Here's an example. The theme of today's game is Buckeyes for a cancer-free world. We're totally behind that vision for a cancer-free Ohio and a cancer-free world. Each and every one of us has been touched in some way by cancer, and we know how devastating it can be. We are optimistic about the future because of the research that's being done right here and the care being provided right here at Ohio State.
I'm sure there are many other things that you'd be thankful for as well.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the tremendous support we've received throughout my entire time here. Our Board of Trustees, great partners in the vision for excellence, philanthropy, engagement from more than 600,000 alumni around the world. Our elected leaders, Governor DeWine, our legislature, our federal delegation, we're all aligned around the belief that a strong and growing Ohio needs a strong and growing Ohio State University. We're so fortunate here in Ohio to have public servants who really get it in terms of the value of higher education.
Yeah, another people that always seems to get it are the fans, and there's nothing like Buckeye Nation.
No, they're the greatest fans in all the world. There's no question about it. I've been around some passionate fan bases, but the Buckeye fans are in a special league. We're lucky to be able to channel that passion across the entire institution. Buckeye fans expect us to be excellent on the field, in the classroom, in the research lab, in the fields. we're working our tails off every day to earn that passion, and I'm grateful to be in a place that really gets behind its university and wants it to be successful across the board.
Ohio State President Ted Carter, we're thankful for you for joining us at halftime all season. Fingers crossed we'll be doing this again next Saturday. Okay?
Yeah, I hope so, Skip. Let's go get them. Go Bucks.
All right, again, 10-10, Ohio State and Michigan knotted here. Halftime at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Up next, we'll check your college football scoreboard. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say. Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Buckeye Nation, the game's on fire. Whether you're in the stadium or on the couch, make sure Buckeye Vodka, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, is in your lineup. Distilled for a smooth finish, it's the perfect play for any game day. Grab yours and please enjoy responsibly. And be sure to follow them on social media at Buckeye Vodka. That's at Buckeye Vodka, 21 and over.
You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Again, halftime at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Ohio State and Michigan knotted at 10 apiece. Skip Mossick with a quick check of your college football scoreboard. Just one other Big Ten game currently in progress. Wrigley Field in Chicago, the venue. Illinois playing Northwestern. The Illini off to the early lead.
Here is Lawfrey running left up the middle. He's free. He's going to score a touchdown. Touchdown, Illinois. How do you like that? 28 yards on the touchdown run for Aiden Lawfrey.
Brian Barnhart on Learfield. Halftime in Chicago. Illinois 14, Northwestern 10. Top 25 just before the half. So a few seconds remaining. Tennessee and Vanderbilt are tied at 17 apiece. Halftime, number 15, South Carolina, and 12th ranked Clemson tied at 7 apiece. College football around the state today. Division II playoffs continue. Ashland trails at California, PA, 14-7. And in the third quarter, NCAA Division III playoffs, Mount Union leading John Carroll 28-7 up in Alliance. Again, here, Ohio State 10, Michigan 10. Paul and Jim back to preview the second half next. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
Where more than 1,700 scientists are working on new treatments and new hope for every form of cancer.
You're making the choice to have the most advanced treatments, many of which were developed right here.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Time for a halftime snack? Up your hosting game with Bob's Discount Furniture. Bob's has plenty of stylish, feature-packed bar carts, coffee tables, dining sets, even seating with drop-down drink tables for those times when you just can't miss a play. And best of all, you can find everything at Bob's everyday low prices. So stop by and score big when you shop Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Looking for a drink that is bold, smooth, and naturally sweet? Look no further than Patron Añejo. Our tequilas are handmade, using traditional methods to deliver a signature flavor. Patron Añejo is the perfect blend of sophistication and complexity. Sip it neat, on the rocks, or with a splash of fresh pineapple juice. Made with just 3 natural ingredients: Blue Ever agave, yeast, and water. Patron is proudly additive-free. Patron Añejo, made by hand, crafted by passion. Drink responsibly. Imported by Patron Spirits Company, Coral Gables, Florida. Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
The foundation is operating a 50-50 raffle at today's game, with proceeds supporting community-based NIL opportunities and the foundation charities. For more information on how you can participate, visit OSU5050.com. Halftime here at Columbus, Ohio State and Michigan, Jim, are tied at 10-10.
Yeah, Paul, I'll go over some of the stats here. Ohio State's had 32 offensive plays for 155 yards, 119 in the air, 36 yards on the ground. Michigan has 26 offensive plays for 113 yards, 31 yards in the air, 82 yards on the ground. Quinshon Judkins has 6 carries for 25 yards. Travion Henderson, 6 carries for 8 yards. Will Howard, 2 carries for 3 yards. Will Howard throwing the football, 12 of 18. 1 TD, 1 interception, 119 yards. Carnell Tate has 5 catches at half for 45 yards. Jeremiah Smith, 4 catches for 32 yards. And that last one being a TD. Emeka Buka's got 2 catches for 36. Arvell Reese, 6 tackles. Caleb Downs has 5. Cody Simmons, 5. Mullings is their leading rusher for Michigan. He's got 13 carries for 42 yards. Davis Warren is 6 of 8 for 31 yards. Their leading receiver is Donovan Edwards, 2 catches, just 2 yards. And Ernest Hausman's their leading tackler with 5.
10-10 the score here at the half, start of the second half. Coming up next, this is Buckeye football from Learfield.
College basketball is back, and the road to the championship starts now on Sirius XM.
Knock it down!
Catch all the top games, the buzzer beaters, and the rivalries you live for in both men's and women's college basketball.
RJ Davis!
Whether you're driving, at home, or on the go, follow your favorite teams in every unforgettable moment. College basketball lives on Sirius XM. Anywhere you are, go to SiriusXM.com/sports to find out where to hear your favorite team.
Give back this holiday season and join the fight against hunger with SiriusXM and Why Hunger's annual donation drive. Bid on items signed by Dave Matthews Band, LL Cool J, Pearl Jam, and many more. Meet country superstar Carrie Underwood at her Reflection residency at Resorts World Las Vegas. Or simply donate. Go to SiriusXM.com/Hungerthon now.
Hey, this is Chris Childers, the show pony. Join me after the game on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'll break down this game and all the early college football action and give you the chance to weigh in on the phones. Plus, we'll listen live to the big moments for the afternoon games and preview the primetime tilt. It's all on Mad Dog Sports Radio after the game on Channel 82 or on the Sirius XM app.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. And right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, this is Anthony Herron. Did you know SiriusXM has a channel dedicated to nothing but the Big Ten? It's SiriusXM Big Ten Radio. Just head to the SiriusXM app and search Big Ten.
10-10, Ohio State and Michigan tied with the third quarter coming up. Down on the field to Matt Andrews.
Coach, offensively, what do you need to see from your team to start the second half?
Well, the turnover coming out was obviously the difference in the first half. Did a nice job right there in a 2-minute drill. Now we start the ball to set the second half. and now we got to win the game in the second half, bottom line.
All right, Coach, thanks. Fellas, back to you.
All right, Matt, each first down that Ohio State picks up today brought to you by Kroger. A reminder that Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. 10-10 the score here with the third quarter about to start. Bobby, certainly this is where Ohio State can really swing the momentum of this game around with this opening drive.
Well, there's even talk with the slow starts. Do you take the ball to start the game? Well, they chose to defer again. They've been so good, Paul, in that middle eight, especially in the third quarter. They're one of the top teams in the country being able to go out and score in their point differential. Have to keep that momentum going. If you can get a touchdown, get a score here, I think this crowd will really come to life and be big time in the second half.
You know, we heard that Mason Graham, defensive tackle, limped off with the team when they went to the locker room. Michigan's Mason Graham right there. They have.
That would be a huge loss because you've watched him and Grant inside. This Ohio State team only 36 yards on the ground in the first half. Have had a hard time finding running room. They've gotten to the perimeter a couple times. They've had some success. But inside, those guys are stalwarts. They're really good. They're NFL players. But if he's out, that will be a huge advantage for Ohio State.
And it'll also be worth him to watch to see what the status of Donovan Edwards is, Michigan's running back.
Yeah, number 7 got nicked up on that reception that he caught in this ball game. We'll keep an eye out for that. Paul, I think Ohio State, Bobby, they got to go up-tempo here. They've started to find something there at the end on that up-tempo drive. Let's continue to do that. Let's move fast.
Travion Henderson deep with Lorenzo Styles Jr. Game, and they've got another half to do it. Doman's kick is in the air. Headed to the south end, Travion Henderson for Ohio State. We'll watch it bounce in front of him. It checks up. He's got to come field it and go down to the ground at the 6 to get it as he kind of backed up on it and it checked away from him. So Ohio State not with ideal field position to start the half.
Yeah, they kick it into the wind there, and I think Travion thought it was going to go farther into the end zone. It didn't. It checked up right around the 5-yard line. Couldn't field it clearly. Fortunate to get on that thing after it bounced around.
We saw that wind have an effect. We would assume it did on that Joe McGuire punt during the first half as well. So Ohio State's offense, which has been able to manage today, the touchdown pass, Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith, and a 29-yard field, from Jaden Fielding to get their 10 points. Michigan, a 1-yard Kalel Mullings touchdown run set up by an interception from Amir Hall, and then a field goal by Dominic Zapata. First and 10, Ohio State with the ball at their own 6, driving from the south end of the stadium right to left.
Well, Graham's in there for Michigan.
All right, well, that's good news for the Wolverines, bad news for the Buckeyes. Pistol formation, Will Howard at quarterback, Quinshon Judkins behind him at tailback. Snap to Howard, hands to Judkins, running up the middle, he bumps off defenders, and Mason Graham, lineman, will grab him and stop him. Maybe gets to about the 7. Mason Graham, junior from Anaheim, California.
Checker Chabot is slow to get up from that pile, was pounding his hands on the fist, but he's back in the huddle or on the line of scrimmage for this next play.
Yeah, last thing in the world the Buckeyes need is any injuries on the offensive line. 2nd and 9. Ohio State will have the ball at their own 7 as G. Scott and Carnell Tate will be inserted into the lineup, as well as Travion Henderson. And they both, with Quinshon Judkins, will surround Will Howard in the backfield. 2nd and 9. Ohio State at their own 7. 2 tailbacks surrounding the quarterback. And Howard, the quarterback, hands to Henderson, going right side. Henderson with a late charge gets to the 9 and knocked down at the Ohio State 9 by linebacker Jashawn Barham.
Yeah, it'd be a long, 3rd and 6, maybe 7 yards on this play for Ohio State. So not much on the first couple times. First couple plays as they kept it on the ground. They're looking to have to put it up in the air.
This Michigan defense, 10th best in the nation in their rush defense, and they're showing why. 3rd and 6, Ohio State. At their own 10, Jeremiah Smith goes wide to the right. Coming wide to the left, G. Scott, Carnell Tate, and Emeka Ibuka, with Henderson in the backfield next to quarterback Will Howard. Game tied at 10, early third quarter. 3rd and 6, Ohio State at their own 10. Howard back to pass, sets up at his 2, pulls the trigger with a pass upfield, caught by Ibuka at the 19, and that's where he is taken down at his own 19. First down, tackled by linebacker Ernest Hausman. First down pickup for the Buckeyes, presented by Kroger.
Money throw there by Will Howard as he allowed his receiver Ibuka to come open on that route. Good protection by the offensive line. As Michigan brought 5, they picked up 5 with help from Travion Henderson.
And the Buckeyes right on the ball. First down at their own 19-yard line. Game tied at 10 here in the third quarter. Howard in the shotgun, Judkins in the backfield with him. Smith goes wide to the right, 3 others wide left. And one of those to the left is Scott, who will motion to the right. Howard with a snap, looking to throw, middle of the field, throws up the left side, and it's caught at the 30-yard line, and that's where the receiver is going to be thrown down, Carnell Tate, right around the 32 of Ohio State by corner Amir Hall. Another first down for the Buckeyes.
How about Carnell Tate? He's been very active in this ballgame. That's 6 catches now for Carnell Tate.
And Hall is slow to get up, the Michigan cornerback who made the tackle. He also had the interception that set up the Michigan touchdown. Well, this is a Michigan team that's had to deal with their own fair share of injuries, playing without their top cornerback, Will Johnson.
Yeah, Hall's on his feet walking towards the sideline, so maybe it was just something temporary there to keep him up. He's jogging now to the sideline, so we'll be ready to start play here quickly.
How about Carnell Tate, sophomore out of Chicago, the way he's played the last few weeks, had that big game in Chicago. 2 touchdown catches against Northwestern.
He finds ways to get open, and Will Howard's very confident in Carnell Tate right now.
1st and 10, Buckeyes at their own 32 with 12:49 to play third quarter, 10-10 tie ball game. Travion Henderson is now in at tailback for Ohio State. He's off the right hip of quarterback Will Howard. Eyeballs the center, Carson Hinsman. Judkins motioning in the backfield, but Howard's going to take off running after a fake, and he's knocked down at the Ohio State 35-yard line. Will Howard on a flat-out run, stopped by lineman Mason Graham.
Well, we talked about it in pregame. This is the most physical game you're going to play in all year long, and you can tell that. Will Howard will probably attest to that. He took some shots already in this game.
2nd and 7. Ohio State at their own 35-yard line. 12-12 and counting here in the third quarter. Buckeyes moving right to left at Ohio Stadium. Tate, Ibuka, and Scott wide right. Smith off the line left. Judkins in the backfield to the left of quarterback Will Howard. 2nd and 7, Ohio State at their own 35. And Will Howard in position, gets the snap. Back to pass. He looks, flings a deflected pass. It falls incomplete, shy of the 40 for G. Scott, but it looked like it was linebacker TJ Guy who may have gotten a hand on that ball.
Yeah, he did. He tipped that away, so Ohio State will have work here on third down to find a way to keep this drive alive that started on their 6-yard line. Got a couple first downs there. Last one was to Carnell Tate. Maybe they'll dial him up again.
3rd and 7. Ohio State at their own 35-yard line. We'll see Jeremiah Smith, who caught a touchdown, go wide to the right with Emeka Ibuka. Carnell Tate, Brandon Innes wide left. And in the backfield is Henderson with Will Howard. 3rd and 7, Ohio State at their own 35 here in the third quarter in a tie game at 10-10. Snap to Will Howard. Back to pass with some pressure coming. Howard, short toss left side. Henderson moves to his own 40. 45, Henderson, 50-yard line to the Michigan 45. Lands to the 42, where linebacker Jayshon Barham finally puts him down, but Travion Henderson leaks out of the backfield and gives Ohio State penetration to the Michigan side of the field.
Michigan showed pressure. They had 6 guys up, dropped 1, brought 5. Ohio State was able to pick up that pressure, and then hit the quick pass out in the flat to Travion Henderson, and we know what he can do in the open field.
Yes, senior from Hopewell, Virginia, playing in his last home game here at Ohio Stadium. 11-20 and counting. Third quarter. 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Michigan 41-yard line. Henderson is the single setback. Will Howard is going to snuggle under center Carson Hinsman. Barks out the call, fakes the handoff, sets up at the 50 pass, looks right, looks left, rolls left. Howard throws it up the left side, incomplete to Jeremiah Smith at the 26 of Michigan, where he was covered by defensive back Zeke Berry.
Yeah, that pass was out of bounds. No chance for Jeremiah Smith to come up with it. He held on to that football, bought a little extra time, rolled out to his left there, or shuffled out to his left, tried to hit Jeremiah Smith to get him involved here to make a play. Couldn't quite hook it up there.
Well, Ohio State continuing the opening drive of the third quarter. There is 11 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock. Game tied at 10. It is 2nd and 10. Ohio State at Michigan's 41-yard line. Tate and Smith and Innes go wide to the right. Tight end on the right side of the line. Henderson to the backfield with Will Howard. Now Smith will motion to the left. Will Howard eyeballs the Michigan defense, gets the snap, drops back at the 50, dumps it back on the left side, where it's caught. Jeremiah Smith curls out of bounds at the Michigan 40 as he was forced out by linebacker Josiah Stewart.
Good design there. They kind of want to get a little bit of a wide receiver screen set up. Had 2 offensive linemen out there, Donovan Jackson and Austin Saraville, to block. Just couldn't get a clean look.
So to be 3rd and 7, Ohio State at Michigan's 38. Offense gets right on the ball. Will Howard straight behind his center, Carson Hinsman, with Henderson off to his right side. Buckeyes have Ibuka, Scott, and Tate go wide to the right, Smith wide left, with 10.5 to play in the third quarter. After a glance to the sideline, Buckeyes will refocus on 3rd and 7 at the Michigan 38. Will Howard moving Emeka Ibuka from right to left. Howard gets the snap, and he's in position to pass. Hit while throwing middle of the field. Incomplete for Ibuka, and almost intercepted the 20-yard line. Wesley Walker, safety, had the best chance to get his hands on the ball, but safely for Ohio State, it falls to the ground, and the Buckeyes look at 4th down and will punt.
Yeah, the second worst pass that Will Howard had. The first one was that interception earlier in this ballgame. That one looked like he almost shot-putted that football across the middle instead of standing in there and throwing a shot there to Emeka Ibuka. So Joe McGuire is set to see if he can put this inside the 10-yard line and pin Michigan.
Tyler Morris is back to await. He has put 10 punts inside the opponent's 20, Joe McGuire, this year. Sophomore from Australia, waits the Furman snap, head high, and from the 49 of Michigan, puts that one in the air. Fair catch, way for by Morris, but that ball's going to be caught and down. Jaden Fielding downs it at the 2. Jaden Ballard, excuse me. Jaden Fielding's at Penn State. Jaden Ballard downs that ball. Buckeye football brought to you in part by Encova Insurance for auto and home. Encircling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Timeout with 10:08 to play third quarter. Ohio State and Michigan still tied at 10. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hey, this is Chris Childers, the show pony. Join me after the game on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'll break down this game and all the early college football action and give you the chance to weigh in on the phones. Plus, we'll listen live to the big moments for the afternoon games and preview the primetime tilt. It's all on Mad Dog Sports Radio after the game on Channel 82 or on the Sirius XM app.
The fantasy football playoffs are coming, and if you want to win, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio.
You should be watching who the other teams are cutting this week. There's going to be some good players.
We're here to help you overcome bye weeks, poor performance, and injuries.
You've got to have the depth. You cannot sleep on your weakest link.
You need our team of fantasy football experts now more than ever.
Some tips for late season waiver advice. Make sure you have some money for those final playoff games.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
This Thanksgiving, gobble up something good on the SiriusXM app. From dinner party mixes to a feast of live football, food podcasts, and more fall fixings.
Jared back, looking, lofting, right side. Amon-Ra St. Brown, touchdown Detroit Lions.
We're serving up the perfect soundtrack for any moment this holiday weekend. Just search Thanksgiving in the SiriusXM app.
You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Each Buckeye defensive third down this half is brought to you by Corson Fire and Security, protecting life and property since 1946. From knowledgeable salespeople to highly trained technicians, Corson provides the very best fire protection and security solutions to businesses throughout Ohio. Learn more at Corson.com. 10-10 the score, Ohio State and Michigan. 10:08 to play third quarter. Bobby, Ohio State's offense hurt by their poor starting field position.
Yeah, whenever you start backed up like that, you have to think they lost 20 yards instead of being on the 35. Maybe they're on the 15 there, and you're more apt to maybe go for it or at least try a field goal.
Well, they flipped the field with a punt coverage. Jaden Ballard gets that punt down, and Michigan starts his drive from their own 2-yard line. It'll be a good time for Ohio State's defense to come up with a turnover to match the number that Michigan got. Davis Warren, the quarterback. Junior from Los Angeles will set up in a shotgun. Kalel Mullings off his right-hand hip. Nobody out wide. High snap, and a handoff will go to Mullings, and he's going to be piled up and stopped right at about the 3, maybe the 4. No surprise, linebacker Cody Simon, as well as defensive end Jack Sawyer, in on that stop.
Boy, I don't like those shotgun things. You know, if I'm on offense, trying to get the ball, you're already, 3-4 yards deep in the end zone trying to run it out. Get underneath that center and see if you can make a play there. Ohio State was able to hold that just to a 2-yard gain because of that situation. Michigan put themselves in.
Yes, 2nd and 8. Michigan at their own 4. Crowd trying to whoop it up as Michigan operates out of the closed end of the stadium. 10-10 the score. 9:35 to play third quarter here in Columbus. And now Tyler Morris will go wide to the left. Coming wide to the right is Peyton O'Leary for Michigan.
Overload.
And it's a shotgun, pistol formation, rather. Davis Warren, the quarterback, gets the snap. He'll hand it Mullings, moving straight ahead, and Mullings is going to be stopped around the 5-yard line. So Ohio State's defense able to stack up bodies and make the stop there. Tyreek Williams, defensive lineman, linebacker Arvell Reese involved in that. Brings up a course and third down.
Third and about 6 or 7 now for Michigan. Now we need the crowd. You heard the third down bells, but we need to be real loud here. Cause Michigan some problems.
3rd and 6, Michigan with the ball at their own 6 with under 9 to play. Third quarter. Michigan comes out of the huddle. They'll have Morris and O'Leary off the line to the left. Single receiver Klein off the line to the right. In the backfield is Mullings with Davis Warren in the shotgun on third down. Warren gets a snap, drops in the end zone, looking to pass. Looking, now rolling to the right side of the end zone, throws upfield, and it is incomplete at the 23-yard line. As that ball, he missed his target, Hansen, with coverage from linebacker Sonny Styles. Michigan will have to punt out of their own end zone.
Buckeyes just rushing 4, had a lot of guys back there in coverage. Warren recognizes that, buys a little extra time with his feet, rolls out to his right, but the pass was way off the mark, and Ohio State will have a chance with Michigan now kicking into the wind to see if they can come up with good field position.
And it's been 3 straight games that Ohio State has forced bad punt plays by the opponent. Caleb Downs is at the Michigan 45 waiting Tommy Doman's punt. Doman in his end zone gets the snap from Wagner. Doman with good protection puts a punt in the air. Caleb Downs drifts to his left, waves for a fair catch, and he'll make it around the Michigan 46 or 47-yard line. That's where Ohio State will have the football in plus territory. Timeout on the field, 8:24 to play third quarter. Ohio State and Michigan tied at 10. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
When you need urgent care, there are many choices, but there's only one advanced level of urgent care led by Ohio State Emergency Medicine Physicians. Ohio State Advanced Urgent Care. When you need care fast, the choice is clear. 10-10, Ohio State and Michigan tied, 8:24 to play third quarter. Down on the field to Matt Andrews.
Defense fellas got the job done there, and now the offense takes over with half a football field to go, looking for the first lead of the day.
And, Bob, it certainly seemed last time Ohio State had the ball on offense, they had a little mojo going.
They started to get something going. They were starting backed up, moving the football down the field. When you get field position inside the 50, you need to be able to convert this to points. And not the 3 kind, the 7 kind. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe a little tempo or maybe even another shot coming out of the break.
Yeah, the tempo, Jim, seems to have worked well.
It has. I mean, it worked good in that last drive of the first half where they end up getting that touchdown, the touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith. Interesting for Michigan. We didn't see Donovan Edwards in the backfield that last time. We'll have to continue to follow that for the Wolverines.
Yes, he was hurt on a play that went to the sideline in front of the Michigan bench late in the second quarter. And he is a dangerous threat when he's out there. That would be a significant loss for the Wolverines. 1st and 10, Ohio State at the Michigan 47-yard line in a tie 10-10 game. The Buckeyes have had a touchdown pass, 10 yards. Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith, and a 29-yard Jaden Fielding field goal.
Rayshon Benny's in for Mason Graham right now, a defensive tackle for Michigan.
Smith will go wide to the right. Tate and Ibuka are wide to the left. Now Ibuka will motion slot right. Judkins behind Howard in a pistol. First down, Ohio State at Michigan's 47. Carson Hinsman snaps it to Will Howard, feeds it Quinshon Judkins, running left side to the Michigan 40-yard line. To the 30-yard line he goes, where he is wrestled to the ground. Quinshon Judkins tears off a nice run before safety Quentin Johnson stops him. First down, Ohio State.
Yeah, almost one of the better rushes we've had. He had a 19-yarder in the first half, Quinshon. That one was close to that. Pick up a 12 for Ohio State.
Who gets right on the ball. 1st and 10 at the Michigan 30-yard line. Judkins remains in the backfield off the right hip of quarterback Will Howard. Jeremiah Smith flanked left, 3 receivers wide right, and it's Judkins again up the middle. He snakes his way to about the 28 of Michigan, where he's put on the ground by linebacker Jashawn Barham and lineman Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, shorter game. We didn't pick up 12, but you picked up a tough 3.5, maybe 4 yards for Ohio State, and they'll give them 3. Set up this second down play for the Buckeyes.
With 7 to go, and the ball at the 27 of Michigan. Out of a little bit of a mini huddle, the Buckeyes will send Tate and Ibuka wide right. G. Scott is off the line to the left with another tight end, Will Kazmarek. Judkins in the backfield next to Will Howard. 2nd and 7, Ohio State at Michigan's 27 in a tie game at 10-10. Snap to Will Howard, feeds Judkins. This time Judkins will go over right guard and get knocked backwards right at about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. Mason Graham, lineman for Michigan, stuck his head in there to make that play.
Yeah, that time Michigan had 6 guys right there in the line of scrimmage, kind of loaded the box, dared Ohio State to run. They did run the ball, picked up maybe 2 yards.
So to be 3rd and 5. Ohio State and Michigan's 25, under 7 to play, 3rd quarter, with a game locked at 10 apiece. Scott and Ibuka and Tate will go wide right, Smith wide left. Henderson in the backfield to the right of Will Howard. Michigan has got, looks like 4, maybe even a 5th there on the defensive line. 3rd and 5, Ohio State and Michigan's 25. Howard to go on top. He looks, shoots it up the left side, caught at the Michigan 20-yard line, and that's where the receiver is yanked out of bounds in front of the Ohio State bench. Emeka Ibuka by safety Makari Page. First down pickup gets the Buckeyes in the Giant Eagle red zone.
Emeka Ibuka picking up his 4th reception in the ballgame. Big one there for a first down. Will Howard puts that one right on the money.
6:18 and counting, 3rd quarter, and that first down positions the ball at the Michigan 19-yard line. Ohio State driving to the closed end, the north end of the stadium here in Columbus.
Confused?
Changes and confusion.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, you said it better than me.
Cornfusion. Smith will go wide to the right with Tate. Snap to Will Howard, and he hands it off. Henderson running straight ahead to the Michigan 15, stopped at about the 13-yard line. Wesley Walker, safety, upends Travion Henderson, running up the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle there by Wesley Walker. Otherwise, Travion might have hit his head on the goalpost there. Walker, 6'1", 200-pound graduate of the University of Michigan.
That was almost like the one that Travion Henderson took to the one last week.
Yes.
2nd and 5. Ohio State with the ball at the Michigan 14-yard line with 5.5 to play, 3rd quarter. Judkins to the right of quarterback Will Howard in the gun. Howard gets the snap, hands Judkins, sweeping left side, and he gets hit by T.J. Guy, linebacker, and stopped at the Michigan 16-yard line.
Howard should have kept that one. There was no one back to the right there after he handed off that football. Of course, they adjusted for that, but, yeah, maybe lost a yard on that play.
Judkins out, Henderson back in at tailback. So it's 3rd and 7. Ohio State at the 16 of Michigan. As we approach the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, Jeremiah Smith will go wide to the right. Carnell Tate, Emeka Ibuka wide left. Snap to Will Howard. Looks to throw. Looks right, looks left, looking middle of the field, but throws, and it's intercepted at the 10-yard line by Makari Page of Michigan. He stepped in front of Emeka Ibuka, and Makari Page with his 2nd interception of the year. It's the 2nd pick that Michigan has had on the day against Will Howard. The Wolverines will have the football. Timeout with 4:51 to play, 3rd quarter. 10-10 the score, Ohio State and Michigan. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a VIP opportunity through our small business sweepstakes. Winners will be recognized on the field at an Ohio State home football game. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC sweepstakes. Rules and restrictions apply.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Score perks on game day at Essentials all season long at Giant Eagle. A reminder that Giant Eagle is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 10-10, Ohio State and Michigan tied. 4:51 to play, 3rd quarter. Will Howard throws an interception to Makari Page. What'd you see on that, Bobby?
Well, they were playing zone. Emeka Egbuka's trying to find the soft spot inside. I think Will thought he was just going to post up, come right back to the ball. Instead, he slid inside. You saw that miscommunication led to the interception.
And it's the second one that Will Howard has thrown today. The first set up Michigan's one touchdown, which was a Kalel Mullings 1-yard run. This time the defense once again put on the spot for Ohio State as Michigan will start 1st and 10 at their own 9.
Yeah, Will had 6 interceptions coming into this ball game in 11 games, 2 today.
Well, the Ohio State defensive players trying to get the Ohio State crowd into motion here. Michigan will have 3 wide to the left and a single flanker, O'Leary, to the right with Kalel Mullings in the backfield. We have not seen Donovan Edwards in the second quarter after apparently being hurt in the second quarter, and we've not seen him here in the third. Snap to Davis Warren, hands it Mullings, moving straight ahead into the arms of linebacker Cody Simon, who drops him around the Michigan 11.
A lot of pushing and shoving going on after every play. You can tell the intensity's high. Defense need a big stop here, force a punt.
So Michigan will look at 2nd down, 8 to go, with the ball at their own 11-yard line.
Their last drive started on the 2-yard line. You forced a punt. This one's at the 9.
O'Leary will go wide to the left along with Samaj Morgan. Coming wide to the right, Tyler Morris. Tight end Klein will flip from left to right. Davis Warren, Michigan's quarterback, in a shotgun. Awaits the snap from Greg Crippen. He gets it. Drops back at his own 2 to pass. Being chased by Jack Sawyer in the end zone. Throws the ball that skips incomplete at the 20-yard line up the right side. Jordan Hancock, corner, was covering Samaj Morgan, receiver. Brings up a course and 3rd down.
Yeah, the senior out of Swanee, Georgia, Jordan Hancock. Excellent coverage on that play. Setting up this big 3rd down. Now you need the crowd noise to get up, get loud, and be proud.
Remember, it was Hancock who had the game-clinching interception against Nebraska for Ohio State. 4:06 on the third quarter clock. 3rd and 8. Michigan at their own 11-yard line. They'll send O'Leary and Morgan wide to the left. Morris was wide right with Klein, but Morris will now motion to the left. Mullings in the backfield next to quarterback Davis Warren. 3rd and 8, Michigan from their own 11. Buckeyes load up the defensive front as if to blitz. Back is Warren to throw. Pressure coming. Hit while throwing. Intercepted. Caleb Downs picks it off at the Michigan 15-yard line. Stepped in front of Morris, and Caleb Downs gets his first interception in an Ohio State uniform, and the Buckeyes get their first turnover to come their way on the day.
That's what crowd noise will do. Get him a little indecision there, but what a read by Caleb Downs, the safety. He was able to see Warren where he's throwing the football. He broke on the ball like the wide receiver and pulled that thing in. Excellent job. Good pressure applied by Ohio State. Sonny Styles came inside on the blitz and was able to force Warren to make a throw he didn't want to make.
Caleb Downs, a transfer safety, Alabama, gives the Buckeyes the ball 1st and 10 at the Michigan 16-yard line. 4:01 play, third quarter. 10-10 the tie score. And Ohio State with a gift trying to break that. And
Best field position on the ball game.
Yep, we'll see the Buckeyes with Christian, Kazmarek, and Egbuka off the line to the right, Smith wide left. Will Howard out of the pistol. Gets the handoff. Hands to Judkins going over right guard, and he swallowed up right away. Stopped maybe at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1 as Michigan was ready for that play, and it was lineman Kenneth Grant with a stop.
Yeah, we didn't get much push there on the right side of our line. And of course, they're running right in the teeth of that defense. Their defensive tackle is Tegra Shabola. Just got to do a better job getting some movement at the point of attack.
Yeah, this offensive line has had their hands full. 2nd and 10. Ohio State at the Michigan 16-yard line. Egbuka wide right with Tate coming wide to the left. G. Scott and Jeremiah Smith. Henderson to the backfield with quarterback Will Howard. 2nd and 10. Ohio State at Michigan 16 in a tie game here in the third quarter. Howard with a slow snap, rolling to his right, looking and throws back middle of the field. Caught by G. Scott at the 16 of Michigan, and that's where he's cut down. Defensive back Amir Hall made the play on G. Scott to bring him to the ground.
Yeah, little to no gain there. We saw G. Scott score on a play similar to that this year. That time Michigan had it well defended. He caught the football, got tackled immediately on the spot.
3rd and 11. Ohio State with the ball in Michigan 17-yard line. 2:55 to play in the third quarter. Will Howard set up on a shotgun. Travion Henderson is to his right. Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate wide right. Jeremiah Smith wide left. Tight end G. Scott on the right side of the line. Howard gets the snap. Draw handoff Travion Henderson, and he's knocked down by lineman Mason Graham around the 17-yard line. So Ohio State will have to settle for a field goal try.
Points are a premium right now, so I don't disagree with that call. You want to make sure you don't have an interception or turnover after throwing 2. You don't want to put the ball in the quarterback's hands to make a bad play. That time they handed it off inside to Travion. Now we have to put it through the uprights after missing a field goal in this game.
Jaden Fielding 1 for 2. Hit a 29-yarder, missed a 38-yarder. This will be a 34-yard try for the junior from League City, Texas. John Furlman will snap it. Joe McGuire will put it down at the 24. Everybody in position on the line. High snap, but is put down, and the kick for Jaden Fielding is up toward the uprights, and he misses. The snap probably pulled it off target. Second miss that Jaden Fielding has had on a field goal try. And a timeout on the field with 1:58 to play third quarter. The game remains tied 10-10, Ohio State and Michigan. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation, the game's on fire. Whether you're in the stadium or on the couch, make sure Buckeye Vodka, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, is in your lineup. Distilled for a smooth finish, it's the perfect play for any game day. Grab yours and please enjoy responsibly. And be sure to follow them on social media at Buckeye Vodka. That's at Buckeye Vodka, 21 and over.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts. And for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at Safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
10-10 the score. Ohio State and Michigan tied. 1:58 to play third quarter. Today's game here in Columbus brought to you in part by Corona Extra, the official cerveza of La Vida Más Fina. Find the fine life. Please drink responsibly. Corona Extra beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification of the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com.
10-10, Ohio State and Michigan tied late third quarter. Down on the field to Matt Andrews.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think the snap being a little bit high caused the missed field goal there. Ohio State right now, 17 minutes of football left. Tie game. They're going to have to find another player too and convert.
And having a hard time, Bobby, running the ball.
Yeah, this Michigan defense, very, very talented up front. We've talked about it. Offensive line on the inside needs to probably do a little better job, some better push to try to create some rushing lanes.
So Michigan back on the field with the ball in their hands from their own 20-yard line. Game is tied at 10-10. Jaden Fielding has missed 2 field goals. Dominic Zavada of Michigan has hit a 54-yarder. Davis Warren, junior quarterback from Los Angeles, making his 8th start of the season, has Michigan in position. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Warren, the up man in a pistol. Kalel Mullings right behind him at tailback. And he gets the snap, pivots to his right, looking to throw from his own 10-yard line. Warren does, sails that ball upfield, and it is incomplete at the 29-yard line. He threw it for O'Leary, but Davis and Igbenos in corner over there to break it up.
Yeah, Larry was running through the secondary there, headed Warren as he's rolling out to his right there off that fake handoff. Tough to make that throw that precise when you're on the run like that. Good job by the Buckeye defense.
Of course, Michigan playing without their talented tight end Colston Loveland due to injury. 2nd and 10. Michigan from their 20-yard line. 2 receivers wide in each direction. Mullings again in the backfield to the right of quarterback Davis Warren on 2nd down. Samaj Morgan moving in motion. Warren will hand it off. Kalel Mullings moving straight ahead, and he stopped at the 24-yard line. Caleb Downs had a shot at him first, but eventually he was put down by lineman Caden McDonald, and it brings up a course and 3rd down.
Davis Warren 6 of 12 throwing the football for 31 yards. They've rushed for 89 yards, so got to think here on a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Michigan will have to put it in the air.
Lorenzo Styles in as an extra defensive back for Ohio State. 3rd and 6, as you said, Jim. Michigan at their own 24. with 1:22 to play in the tie game here in the third quarter. O'Leary and Klein off the line to the left. Wide to the right are Morris and Hansen. In the backfield is Mullins next to quarterback Davis Warren. 3rd and 6 Michigan from their own 24-yard line. Ohio State had some adjustments. Warren back to pass, throws in the middle of the field, and it's caught. Receiver at the 30 is dumped by linebacker Sonny Styles. That is near the first down mark. Klein with the catch. Michigan's tight end, and they'll move the chains.
Yeah, they got it by about a half yard, and as you said, they're going to move the chains. First down for the Wolverines.
Marlon Klein, sophomore tight end out of Germany, makes a tough catch with a defender right on him. Sonny Styles, the linebacker. 40 seconds and counting, third quarter. First down, Michigan at their own 30, driving left to right from the closed end of the stadium to the open end. Tyler Morris will go wide to the left with Samaj Morgan. Kalel Mullings wide to the right with Peyton O'Leary. Bredesen in the backfield with quarterback Alex Orji, who gets the snap, runs it straight ahead, and Orji's grabbed by safety Caleb Downs and stopped to the Michigan 32-yard line.
Yeah, last time they did that, Orji went for 29 yards, so a lot better job there by Ohio State. They're going to let the quarter end.
They certainly are. And after 3 quarters here at Ohio Stadium in Columbus, in one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports, Ohio State and Michigan are tied at 10. Timeout on the field. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
I'm Mariah Carey.
This holiday season, the Queen of Christmas takes over Sirius XM Holly. Sharing her favorite holiday music. First Christmas album.
Happy holidays.
Throughout December, starting Monday on Holly, Channel 79.
Hey, this is Chris Childers, the show pony. Join me after the game on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'll break down this game and all the early college football action and give you the chance to weigh in on the phones. Plus, we'll listen live to the big moments for the afternoon games and preview the primetime tilt. It's all on Mad Dog Sports Radio after the game on Channel 82 or on the Sirius XM app.
Dusty and Danny in the morning on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, featuring myself, the much smarter and better looking Dusty Dvorak.
Hey, don't forget about your sidekick, Danny Cannell.
Start your mornings with us as we bring you all the latest news in college sports and have fun along the way. Come be a part of the fastest growing show on radio.
Dusty and Danny in the morning on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, weekdays from 6 to 9.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Back at Ohio Stadium, Skip Mossick with a check of your college football scoreboard. It is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics. One other Big Ten game currently underway. Fourth quarter in Chicago. Illinois leads Northwestern 28-20. Top 25, third quarter. Tennessee up on Vanderbilt 31-17. Fourth quarter, Clemson up a touchdown over South Carolina. Clemson 14, South Carolina 7. College football around the state today. NCAA Division II playoffs, third quarter. Ashland and California PA tied at 14 apiece. Division III playoffs, Mount Union advances. They beat John Carroll 42-7. Just like 1973, Ohio State 10, Michigan 10, as we head to the fourth with the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keys.
I'm glad you can still remember it, Skip. Welcome back to the Union Home Mortgage broadcast booth, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com, equal housing lender, and MLS number 2229. Bobby, a lot of people thought this was going to be a walkover for Ohio State, but Michigan's done what they've needed to do to kind of muddy things up.
Well, you think about it, you had a couple of turnovers, you have 2 missed field goals, almost 250 yards of offense and only 10 points with some nice starting field position. Defensively, they've been getting it done. Defense has stepped up, forced a number of 3 and outs, forced a turnover. It's tough to really create a lot of turnovers because Michigan doesn't throw the ball that much. You got to get strips. They did get the 1 interception. But this is going to be a critical juncture right here. The next 5 minutes, can Ohio State get a stop? Can they get the ball back? They've got to find a way to get some points.
Buckeyes have yet to get a sack in this game. Neither has Michigan, for that matter.
Yeah, after 5 sacks last week for Ohio State, none today. They've gotten some hits on the quarterback, but too few and too far between as The defense is now trying to get that south stands, the student section, fired up to make some noise. Jermaine Matthews out on the football field for Ohio State. Looks like he's in for Denzel Burke.
And Arvell Reese will come in as well, linebacker. So Michigan looking at 2nd and 7 with the ball at their own 33-yard line. 10-10 the score. Buckeyes and Wolverines dead even. Ohio State needs a victory to get to the Big Ten championship game next week. And Michigan just trying to play dream wrecker. Davis Warren, junior quarterback from Los Angeles, California. As the Michigan offense on the field, they have gone pretty much exclusively with Kalel Mullings at running back. Donovan Edwards suffering an apparent injury in the second quarter. 2nd and 7, Michigan at their own 33. Tight end Klein moves from right to left. There are 3 receivers wide to the right for Michigan. And Davis Warren changing the play for the Wolverines at the line of scrimmage. He'll drop back into a shotgun. Mullings next to him. 2nd and 7, Michigan at their own 33. Snap to Warren. Hands to Mullings. Moving straight ahead. Bottled up and kicks it out to the left. And he runs into safety Lathan Ransom, who will push him out of bounds to the Michigan 35-yard line. With help from Caleb Downs.
Yeah, now Michigan's got another 3rd down attempt. They're 3 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Though that last 3rd down, they were able to hit a completion to the tight end to keep the drive alive.
It's a course and 3rd down. 5 to go. Michigan at their own 35. Early fourth quarter. Game tied at 7. Out of the huddle, O'Leary and Hansen on the right side of the line as far as receivers. Morris and Klein to the left. And each duo will split out wider than they were. Warren in the shotgun, Mullings next to him. 3rd and 5, Michigan at their own 35. Ohio State beefs up the defensive line. Warren back to throw. Pressure coming. Throws complete to the Michigan 41. Klein with a catch up the left side in front of safety Lathan Ransom. And that should be a Michigan first down. Yes, and it is as they move the chains.
Yep. They got it past the 40. They started this drive on the 20-yard line. They got it just past the 30. Now they get it to the 41-yard line. So a fresh set of downs for the Wolverines.
Klein picking up the load due to the absence of Colston Loveland. First down, Wolverines at their own 41-yard line. Kendrick Bell will go wide to the right with Tyler Morris. Bredesen and Klein, tight ends, move from left to right. Pistol formation with Warren at quarterback. Davis Warren with a snap, hands it for Mullings, moving straight ahead, and this time Ty Hamilton, lineman, will be the first of a group of Buckeyes that stop him at the Michigan 42.
Ty Hamilton, unsung hero on this defensive front. He doesn't say much. All he does is go out there and play hard each and every ball game. Hardly gets a play off.
Defensive end Jack Sawyer was in the bottom of that pile as well. So Michigan 2nd and 9 at their own 42 as Alex Orji has come in at quarterback. He started 3 games this year, but he's more of a running threat. They'll break the huddle and nobody in the backfield with Alex Orji. Mullings, the tailback, 1 of 2 wide to the left. Now Mullings will motion with Bredesen into the backfield. 2nd and 9 Michigan from their own 42. Alex Orji gets the snap. Cradles the ball, takes off running left side, and Davis Igbenos corner will stop him right about the line of scrimmage. The 42 of Michigan bringing up a course and 3rd down.
Here we go again, right?
Yeah.
This is another 3rd down. This one's a little bit longer than the last 2 they had to convert. Let's see if Ohio State defense can find a way to get off the field here.
Davis Warren will return at quarterback, replacing Orji. 12.5 to play fourth quarter with the game tied at 10. 3rd and 8, Michigan at their 43-yard line. Peyton O'Leary goes wide to the right. Hansen wide to the left with Morris. Now Morris will motion to the right, joining Samaj Morgan and O'Leary. 3rd down, 8 to go, Michigan from their own 43. Davis Warren in the shotgun, back to pass at his own 34, being chased, rolling to his right, being chased by Tui Moloau, flails one upfield, and it is caught at the Ohio State 39 by O'Leary on the right sideline to give Michigan a first down in Buckeye territory.
Davis Warren, that was a heck of a throw, heck of a play by the quarterback there as he caught that football, had some pressure applied, had to roll out of the pocket to the right towards the Michigan sideline there and then put it on the money for number 81, Peyton O'Leary, to come up with a play.
Came back and set up in front of defensive back Jermaine Matthews.
The ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
All right, 11:49 to play fourth quarter. Game tied at 10. You think it might be incomplete?
Looked like it hit the ground.
Well,
maybe not. See if he got his gloves underneath that.
Well, so the officiating crew will initiate the video review of that play as we have 11 minutes and 49 seconds to play. Bobby, what do you think about what you've seen from Davis Warren playing quarterback today here for Michigan?
Well, it's been a gutsy performance by him. It's not flashy. It doesn't look necessarily pretty. After review, the ruling of a catch is confirmed. First down. and he's just getting the job done. I mean, those are third and mediums, getting a little longer, but he's found a way to move the chains. Maybe not the big throws down the field, but he's been efficient.
And Michigan continuing this drive to the Ohio State 39-yard line with 11 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the fourth quarter.
Almost in field goal range, right?
Well, when you consider that Dominic Savada hit a 54-yarder earlier in the game.
He did get his hand underneath that football.
And Ohio State has missed 2 field goals today. First and 10, Michigan with the ball at Ohio State's 39-yard line. Davis Warren set up straight behind his center, Greg Crippen, in a pistol formation. Now he's surrounded in an offset eye by Bredesen and Mullings. Crippen snaps it to Warren, hands it Mullings, coming left side, and Mullings is going to be tracked down at the 40 and put down on the ground as Ohio State had safety Lathan Ransom, senior from Tucson, Arizona, hot in pursuit.
Lathan Ransom coming into this ball game with over 200 tackles, 202, so to speak, and picked up a couple already in this ball game. That's his third tackle.
So to be second and 10, Michigan with the ball at Ohio State's 39. Wolverines reinsert Frederick Moore, sophomore receiver, who hasn't been used a lot today. Moore will go wide to the right with Morris as well as with O'Leary. Tight end Hansen will set up on the left side of the line. It's second and 10, Michigan at Ohio State's 39. Snap to Davis Warren. Back to pass. Warren steps through the pocket and takes off running to the Ohio State 30. Davis and Igbenosin, defensive back, tackles him at the Buckeye 27. And Davis Warren picks up a first down with his feet for Michigan.
Yeah, it was a big, wide open there. Ohio State had a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Warren felt that, saw that there was nothing in the middle of the field, and he quickly went up there and picked up about 12 yards.
Now this Michigan offense continues clicking. First down at the Ohio State 28 with 10.5 to play in the fourth quarter and a tie game at 10-10. Davis Warren runs to the sideline, so we would assume that Alex Orji is in a huddle, and he is. Orji will have running back Kalel Mullings to his left. Tyler Morris wide right. Kendrick Bell wide left. And Alex Orji out of the gun, gets the snap, gives it on a reverse. Bell rolling to his right to throw. Bell will fire it down the right side, and it's going to be a penalty flag thrown as the ball's incomplete for Morris at the 1, covered by Denzel Burke. That ball took forever to come down, and it's going to be pass interference.
Yeah, Denzel Burke never got a chance to turn around. He ran into the receiver there as the receiver stopped his route.
Passer defeat. Defense, number 10. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
And looking at that chart, is that the first penalty on Ohio State today?
Yeah, I think it is, Paul.
But a costly one. As Michigan will now have it with a fresh set of downs. That ball is placed at the Ohio State 13-yard line.
Well, definitely got points on this drive for Michigan, so Ohio State's got to kind of factor in that, hold them to 3, not 7.
Kendrick Bell, receiver, threw that pass where the interference occurred. Davis Warren back at quarterback. First and 10, Michigan at the Ohio State 13. Game locked at 10. Single receivers each direction. Bell, who threw that pass, is wide to the left. Pistol formation with Davis Warren at quarterback. Warren gets a high snap, feeds it to Mullings, running straight ahead. Mullings, and he's grabbed by the ankles and tackled by Caleb Downs, Ohio State safety at the Buckeye 10-yard line.
That first penalty in the ball game for Ohio State, a costly one, as that gives them, really good field position here. Now that ball after that run spotted inside the 10.
Michigan with more substitutions as O'Leary and Hansen will come off the sideline. And they're working the clock, too, here, chewing it up. 9.5 and counting, fourth quarter. Second and 6, Michigan at the Ohio State 9.
21 carries for Mullings,
who is in the backfield to the right of his quarterback, Davis Warren. 3 receivers, 4 eligible ones on the right side of the formation. Handoff Mullings straight ahead, and Mullings is going to be tackled at the 5-yard line. Defensive end Jack Sawyer makes the stop for Ohio State, and it brings up a big Corson third down.
Yeah, and they can get a first down without scoring here. This is 3rd and 1 at the 5-yard line.
And we near the 9-minute mark of the fourth quarter. 10-10 the score, Ohio State and Michigan. And as you said, Jim, it is 3rd and 1, Michigan at the Ohio State 4. Wolverines will bring Klein and Bredesen, a couple of tight ends, to join their huddle. Tyler Morris will go wide to the right. Bredesen comes wide to the left along with O'Leary. Davis Warren in a shotgun, Mullings to his left. Warren gets the snap, hands it to Mullings, diving, and he's grabbed and stopped right at about the 3, maybe the 4, as Ohio State's defense was ready for him to try and leap and get the first down.
I think they're going to give it to him.
Cody Simon, linebacker, was the guy that stopped him. And let's see, they're separating the bodies, and they're going to give it to him. First and goal, Michigan at the Ohio State 3-yard line.
Drop the chains, yep.
Buckeyes in a bad spot here. Game tied at 10, but Michigan knocking on the door. 8:06 in counting fourth quarter. And now
The ruling on the field of a first down is under further review.
why not? 8:02 on the fourth quarter clock. Ostensibly, it is first and goal Michigan at the Ohio State 3-yard line. The Wolverines and the Buckeyes are tied at 10. Timeout on the field. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
This week on Let's Go with Bill Belichick, Max Crosby, Peter King, and me, Jim Gray.
The great Snoop Dogg, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady.
That opportunity to meet Al Davis went a long way because he was my friend till he left this earth. And that was the beautiful thing, is that in having that relationship. And I still love the Raiders to this day, especially Tom got his hands on them now. So I know there's something brewing with that, Jim.
Listen to the extended version of Let's Go, now available exclusively on the all-new SiriusXM app.
This Thanksgiving, gobble up something good on the SiriusXM app. From dinner party mixes to a feast.
Detroit Lions!
We're serving up the perfect soundtrack for any moment this holiday weekend.
The fantasy football playoffs are coming. And if you want to win, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio.
You should be watching who the other teams are cutting this week. There's going to be some good players.
We're here to help you overcome bye weeks, poor performance, and injuries.
You've got to have the depth. You cannot sleep on your weakest link.
You need our team of fantasy football experts now more than ever.
Some tips for late season waiver advice. Make sure you have some money for those final playoff games.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the SiriusXM app.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Stay safe this season and make a plan for a safe ride home. If you drive drunk, you will be caught and you will be arrested. Drive sober or get pulled over. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. 8:02 left in the fourth quarter. Ohio State and Michigan tied at 10. Bobby, this red zone defense ranked number 1 in the nation, really being leaned on today.
Oh, they've been leaning on them a lot. This is another big opportunity on the 3-yard line, 3 yards of turf to defend.
Where it is first and goal for Michigan. They'll send Max Bredesen and Peyton O'Leary wide to the left side of their formation. Hansen tight end on the right side of the line with Mullings behind quarterback Davis Warren in a pistol. First and goal, Michigan at the Ohio State 3. Game tied at 10. 8:02 to play fourth quarter. Michigan driving into the closed end of the stadium to the north. Ohio State with a bunch of big bodies on the defensive line. Bredesen now lines up as Warren gets under center with two backs behind him and an eye. Fake handoff. Warren looking to throw. Tosses back to the left. Intercepted by Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer will bring it out to the 10, and he is tackled at the 10-yard line. Defensive end Jack Sawyer picks off the pass. As Warren threw it back to the left, Ohio State gets their second turnover to come their way. Buckeyes have the ball game, still tied at 10.
Incredible recognition there by number 33, Jack Sawyer. He saw the quarterback roll out to his right.
Timeout on the field. 7:48 to play fourth quarter. Buckeyes the ball. Game tied at 10. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Through the years welcome your family and friends home with timeless Christmas music and carols on Hallmark Radio.
It's the most wonderful time.
A channel that fills the season of giving and gathering with at home with the SiriusXM app.
Pony joined me after the game on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'll break down this game and all the early college football action and give you the chance to weigh in on the phones. Plus, we'll listen live to the big moments for the afternoon games and preview the primetime tilts. It's all on Mad Dog Sports Radio after the game on Channel 82 or on the SiriusXM app.
What's up, college football fans? It's Eric McLean and Kelly Gramlich here from Gramlich and McLean. Wake up with us every single morning on SiriusXM Channel 371.
Join us each day at 7 a.m. to get the most in-depth ACC football coverage. We're giving you post-game recaps, player and coach interviews, as well as picks for your favorite team each and every week.
Coast-to-coast coverage every single day. It's football season, baby. Let's go.
Gramlich and McLean, weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Eastern on ACC Radio, SiriusXM Channel.
You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
When life gets real, start at Kohl's, where they've lowered prices on thousands of items your family needs for whatever life brings. Kohl's, where families come first. 10-10, Ohio State and Michigan tied, 7:48 left in the fourth. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
From the Final Four to the Frozen Four, your year-round source for college sports. SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
10-10, Buckeyes and Wolverines, 7:48 left in the fourth quarter. Down on the field, Matt Andrews had that Jack Sawyer interception. Look to you down there.
Looked great. Captain Jack coming through there. Now the Buckeyes need one of those patented Keels Lachey's long, slow drives here.
Well, Bobby, it looked like you said, looked like the receiver was wide open, but Davis Warren badly threw the ball.
Hard play action fake. They booted out. Tight end coming from the backside, and Jack was unblocked. Just drifted deep a little bit. Didn't put enough air on it. Great play by the Pick North alum.
Well, how about a late wake-up call for this Ohio State offense now, Jim?
They're going to need one, Paul. They're going to need to take this down the field and get some points, get in the end zone with a touchdown.
Game tied at 10. 7:48 left in the fourth quarter. Buckeyes 1st and 10 from their own 12. Quarterback Will Howard straight behind his center. He's got Henderson in the backfield with him, and he'll hand it off to Travion Henderson. Takes on the middle, but sticks out to the left side, going to the 15. He'll get to the 17, where Michigan's Makari Page, safety, will put him on the ground, along with linebacker. Who's that linebacker that made it? Never mind. It was defensive back Zeke Berry.
Gain of 5 on that first down run by Travion Henderson. Started to the left, bounced it out wide, and was able to turn that upfield.
2nd and 5. Ohio State at their own 17-yard line. Smith wide left. Tate and Ibuka wide right. Tight end G. Scott motioning right to left for quarterback Will Howard, who's back to pass from his own 9. Howard looks again, rolls to his right, throws on the run, and it's dropped at the 25 by Carnell Tate, who was covered by safety Makari Page, but they couldn't get it cooked up.
Yeah, key third down here, obviously, for Ohio State. You got to find a way to keep this drive alive. You got some great momentum there in this stadium with that interception by Jack Sawyer. Now they got to find a way here on third down to make some magic happen. That time Tate just couldn't quite get his hands on that football.
3rd and 5. Ohio State at their own 17-yard line. Carnell Tate wide to the right with Emeka Ibuka and G. Scott. Jeremiah Smith, who has a touchdown grab, is wide to the left. Henderson in the backfield with Will Howard. 3rd and 5. Ohio State at their own 17. Game tied at 10 with 7:09 to play in the fourth quarter. Howard settles into the shotgun. Hinsman snaps it to him. Howard back to pass. Blitz is picked up. Howard looks. Now being chased, Will Howard, and he eludes one defender, runs right side to his own 15. Gets to his 20, and that's where he is tackled at his own 20 by defensive lineman Kenneth Grant. Buckeyes are looking at 4th and short.
Boy, I don't think you can go for it here. And Ryan Day says, you're right. We're going to send our punt team in here. So coming up a yard short of picking up that first down after Will Howard looked a few different places to throw that football, couldn't find anybody open, felt the pressure, scrambled up, and picked up 4, but just not enough to pick up the first.
So Joe McGuire, who in his last 3 games has averaged 46 or better, is in need of a good one. Tyler Morris is back for Michigan to await the punt. McGuire is at own 6 to await the snap from John Furman. 6:23 and counting fourth quarter with the game tied at 10. Head high snap. McGuire rolls to his right, punts it from the 10. And Morris for Michigan makes the grab at his own 38, and the field closed down on him by safety Lathan Ransom at the Michigan 40. So that's where the Wolverines will have the football with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Timeout on the field. 10-10, Ohio State and Michigan dead even. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Evan Williams Bourbon is the official bourbon sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This fall, reach for Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon or Evan Williams 1783 Small Batch. Made in Louisville, Kentucky, this lineup of award-winning bourbon is extra aged for a rich and smooth taste that's easy to enjoy. Sip Evan Williams neat, on the rocks, or in a cocktail. There's no wrong way to enjoy it. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Go Buckeyes! Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43.45% alcohol by volume, 21 plus. Think wisely, drink wisely.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
For over 30 years, Schumacher Homes has been building affordable custom homes throughout the Buckeye State. Experience true customization on your land, your way, without any compromises. Come visit any of our 9 Ohio model home and design studio locations to see the latest in design trends and learn about our award-winning building process, or start online at SchumacherHomes.com. You'll be surprised how affordable a custom home will be. Schumacher Homes, proud home building sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
6 minutes and 13 seconds to play fourth quarter here in Columbus. Ohio State and Michigan are tied at 10. Time to spotlight today's best in game. Brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, who works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Well, I think you got to go with the defense, the way they're playing. A couple interceptions in this ball game. Jack Sawyer had the last one. The first one was by Caleb Downs, limiting Michigan just to 10 points in this ball game.
Turnovers dead even, and they've been a deciding factor, a determining factor, we should say here. Michigan with a football, 1st and 10 at their own 40. 10-10 the score, Wolverines and Buckeyes. Quarterback Davis Warren, who threw an interception to defensive end Jack Sawyer, back on the field with the Michigan offense. Kalel Mullings, his tailback, will be lined up to his right. 2 receivers wide to the right for the Wolverines, O'Leary and Morris. Morgan wide left, center Greg Crippen positioned over the ball. 1st and 10 Michigan at their own 40-yard line. Now Morris motioning from right to left. Ohio State adjusts appropriately. Warren gets the snap out of the gun, hands to Mullings, running straight ahead, and Mullings is stopped right at about the Michigan 48-yard line. Safety Lathan Ransom, linebacker Cody Simon haul him to the ground.
Well, that ties Mullings' long run of the game, 8 yards. That time he picked up 8 yards on first down, so this sets up Michigan very manageable to pick up a first down here when you got 2nd and 2 to go.
And they're chewing clock, 5:50 and counting, fourth quarter. That 2nd and 2 for Michigan will originate from their own 48-yard line as they move right to left here at Ohio Stadium. Michigan out of the huddle will send 3 wide to the left with the tight end Klein also on the left side of the line. Quarterback Davis Warren in a pistol set. Gets the snap, hands it off Mullings straight ahead, and he's knocked down by defensive end Jack Sawyer around the Ohio State 47. Gains the first down. Mullings does on the run.
Yeah, just running right through behind their left guard there. They got good push against our defensive line there. Had a little gap for Mullings to run through. He shot that, was able to pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Mullings
had a career-high 3 touchdown runs last week in Michigan's win over Northwestern. It is 1st and 10, Michigan at Ohio State's 48. 5:06 and rolling on the fourth quarter clock. Tyler Morris goes wide to the right. O'Leary wide to the left with Morgan. Now Klein will motion left to right. Quarterback Davis Warren in a shotgun. Davis Warren gets the snap, hands it off for Mullings, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Jalen Tuimoloau, defensive end, and tackle Ty Hamilton. Bring him down at the Michigan 49.
And senior Lathan Ransom kind of finishing all that up, putting a little whipped cream on top of the dessert there to make that play.
So Michigan, because of that, looking at 2nd and 12, the ball is officially marked at the 50.
Yeah, you want to get him in a passing situation if you can and see if you can either get a sack or turnover.
O'Leary goes wide to the right. Bredesen wide to the left with Morris and Morgan. Mullings in the backfield with Davis Warren. 2nd and 12, Michigan at the 50-yard line. And a tie game at 10 here in the fourth quarter. Bredesen moving in motion left to right. Snap to Davis Warren, hands it Kalel Mullings right ahead, and he's got room to the right side, cut down to the Ohio State 45-yard line. Is jumping in with safety Lathan Ransom to make that tackle. It's a Corson 3rd down now.
Boy, it looked like he was going to get a lot more than just 5 yards on that carry. Lathan Ransom closing from a safety position to make that tackle on the open field. Buckeyes 3rd down again. Wolverines on 3rd downs in this ball game are 6 of 12.
3rd and 6, Michigan at the Ohio State 44. Again, the clock a factor, 3:38 and rolling here in a 10-10 tie game. Michigan 3rd and 6 at the Ohio State 44. Davis Warren straight behind his center, Greg Crippen. Running back Kalel Mullings off his left hip. Snap to Warren, hands it to Mullings, moving straight ahead, and he's going to be pushed backwards. He shoots forward, and he's going to run all the way down to the Ohio State 20-yard line. Finally taken out around the 16 by Caleb down safety. When it appeared he was stopped for a loss, Caleb Mullings kept jackhammering his feet, and he gives Michigan a first down deeper into Ohio State territory.
Yeah, and Mullings comes up a little bit limpy after that last run by himself, but that was his longest run of the ball game there, and you're right. Looked like they had him boxed up near the line of scrimmage, and he's able to bounce it to the outside towards the Michigan sideline and up the field.
They'll bring Jordan Marshall, the freshman out of Cincinnati, now in at running back due to the injury to Donovan Edwards. First down, Michigan at the Ohio State 17. Jordan Marshall will line up to the left of quarterback Davis Warren. Samaj Morgan wide right. Tyler Morris was left. He'll motion to the right, leaving O'Leary alone to the left. First down, Michigan to the Ohio State 17. Marshall gets the handoff running straight ahead, and lineman Ty Hamilton will drop him right around the Ohio State 14-yard line.
Ryan Day's going to start worrying about some timeouts here with 2:27 to go and ticking in this final quarter.
And Ohio State and Michigan tied at 10. The Wolverines have had success from field goal range that Ohio State has not enjoyed. Dominic Savate, has hit a 54-yarder for Michigan, while Jaden Fielding is 1 for 3 for Ohio State.
They're going to let it go down the 2-minute warning or timeout.
And it will do just that with a score 10-10. Ohio State and Michigan. Timeout on the field here in Columbus. This is Buckeye football from Learfield.
Looking for a drink that is bold, smooth, and naturally sweet? Look no further than Patron Añejo. Our tequilas are handmade, using traditional methods to deliver a signature flavor. Patron Añejo is the perfect blend of sophistication and complexity. Sip it neat, on the rocks, or with a splash of fresh pineapple juice. Made with just 3 natural ingredients: Blue Weber agave, yeast, and water. Patron is proudly additive-free. Patron Añejo, made by hand, crafted by passion. Drink responsibly. Imported by Patron Spirits Company, Coral Gables, Florida. Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume.
Looking for health coverage? Medical Mutual's individual and family health plans have you covered with $0 on select preventative drugs, $0 on demand telemedicine, and low monthly premiums. Plus, earn up to $100 in wellness rewards by completing wellness activities. You also may qualify for subsidies that can be used to help pay your monthly premium. Visit medmutual.com/enroll ACA to find a plan today. Medical Mutual, your hometown health insurer.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter here in Columbus. Ohio State and Michigan tied at 10. Our thanks to AEP Energy for sponsoring our pregame show all season. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State athletics. A reminder to stay with us after the game for the Encova Insurance postgame show. We'll hear from Coach Ryan Day prior to his postgame press conference and announce our postgame awards, including the IBEW Electric Play of the Game. And Bob, this Ohio State defense continuing to be stressed here.
Let Mullings out, let it pop right there. Not a great situation. Obviously, you got to get him to the ground. This defense has answered the bell every single time today. They've been put in a bad situation. We'll see if they can do it one more.
Yes, they're certainly going to be put on the spot here in Michigan. Jim, you said it seemed like they were just trying to maybe possibly get in a position to kick another field goal.
Well, I mean, they're going to obviously try to pick up the first down if they can, but they want to milk as much time off this clock and then, like you said, take those 3 points and then let their defense see if they can win the ball game in the final seconds of this game. Their kicker has been really good all year long, and Ohio State, they're going to have to start to use some of those timeouts here to make sure that if they do go down 3, that they have time to match that and make some plays down the field.
The kicker, Dominic Savate, hit a 54-yarder earlier today. He had 11 points last week, and it was 2 for 2 against Northwestern. And Ohio State's defense has come up with a couple of turnovers of their own. Caleb Downs and Jack Sawyer with interceptions, but right now they're trying to defend 2nd and 7. Michigan with the ball at the Ohio State 14-yard line.
Need some sure tackles here on this drive.
Absolutely.
These next 2 plays.
Michigan huddled up around quarterback Davis Warren. He's thrown 2 interceptions. The one Michigan touchdown was run by Kalel Mullings following Amir Hall intercepting Will Howard. 2 minutes to play, fourth quarter here at Ohio Stadium. Crowd waiting for something good to happen and trying to do their part. And the officials put play in motion. Morgan and Morris and O'Leary go wide to the right. Tight end Klein right side of the line. Warren behind his center in a shotgun. Gets the snap. Hands it Mullings running straight ahead, and Mullings is stopped around the Ohio State 10. As the Buckeyes anticipated that as he went over right guard, and that stop gets made by Cody Simon, linebacker.
Well, we've talked about this, it seems like all week, but
timeout, Ohio State.
The team that wins the rushing attack usually wins the ball game. Right now, Michigan has about 170 yards rushing to Ohio State's 77.
The turnovers also been a big factor in it. They are even 2-aside.
And Will Howard's done a really good job in the first 11 ball games of the year, not turning the ball over. Of course, they were down 10-0 at Penn State, and were able to overcome that on that pick six. But right now, we got to get off the field here on 3rd and 3.
1:55 on the fourth quarter clock. A Corson third down for Michigan, 3 to go with the ball at the Ohio State 10. Wolverines right from the sideline, and they'll go right to the line of scrimmage. 3 wides to the left. Peyton O'Leary, Tyler Morris, and Max Bredesen.
Confusion with the defense.
Pistol formation. Davis Warren at quarterback. Mullings behind him at tailback. Now Bredesen in motion. Warren gets the snap, but play was stopped.
We had to call timeout. 12 guys in the field.
Oh, wow. And that was the confusion you alluded to.
They didn't know where to line up because all the spots were taken.
Wow. Michigan was going to run a play to the right. So 1:55 of the clock here in the third quarter. It is still 3rd and 3 Michigan with the ball to the Ohio State 10-yard line.
Illegal substitution, 12 on defense. 5-yard penalty will remain 3rd down.
So they didn't get the timeout called in enough time.
Correction. That penalty results in a 1st down.
Yes, it does. Well,
they get their timeout back, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So Michigan is going to have the football, 1st and goal at the Ohio State 5. Game tied at 10. 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. 3 wide to the left. Tight end Klein on the right for Michigan. Warren, the front man, in a pistol with Mullings behind him at tailback. Snack to Warren. Hands to Mullings, moving straight ahead, and he's going to be knocked down for a loss, maybe back around the 7 or 8 yard line. Caden McDonald, defensive lineman, threw his girth in there to blow that play up.
Timeout. Ohio State, their second charge will be 30 seconds.
Michigan's going to run the ball and force Ohio State to use all their timeouts, milk as much clock as they can, and either score TD or put it through the uprights with a field goal to take the lead.
1 timeout remaining for the Buckeyes, while Michigan has all 3 of theirs remaining. And Ohio State staring at real difficulty. This was a game they needed to win to get to the Big Ten championship game next week to take on Oregon.
The crowd noise went muted. We need you now more than ever.
More than ever. They certainly do. They were in effect against Indiana last week. Now, the Buckeyes have used the timeout. The defense will trot back out onto the field. Michigan huddled outside at just the right hash. 2nd and goal. Michigan at the Ohio State 6-yard line. C.J. Hicks comes in as the late substitution linebacker for Ohio State's defense. Michigan will have tight ends pinched in on each side. Max Bredesen and Kalel Mullings in an I formation behind quarterback Davis Warren. He's going to work under a center, Greg Crippen. 2nd and goal, Michigan at the Ohio State 6. Game tied at 10. Warren gets the snap, hands to Mullings, moving straight ahead, and he's grabbed and stopped at the 4-yard line of Ohio State as the Buckeyes defense knife in there. It was Caden McDonald, lineman again.
Timeout. Ohio State, their third final charge will be 30 seconds.
And that brings up a Corson 3rd down, goal to go Michigan at the Ohio State 4.
So Michigan runs this again. They'll take it down to 106 and change, or under 110, we'll say to speak, and then they'll have to kick the field goal there on 4th down. Ohio State will have just a little bit of time to go with no timeouts to either win the ball game with a touchdown or tie it with a field goal, depending on what Michigan gets. So that, it all comes down to this play right here. You hold them to a field goal, you got an opportunity to go down there and tie it up with a field goal. Obviously, touchdown, you need a touchdown.
Well, the last time out of the day for Ohio State. Brings the Buckeye defense out and Michigan's offense onto the field. 3rd and goal, Michigan at Ohio State's 4 with 1:46 to play. The game is tied at 10. Michigan will have Tyler Morris flanked out wide to the right along with Peyton O'Leary. Now Morris is going to reverse and go left. Klein tight end on the right side of the line. Bredesen tight end on the left. Mullings alone in the backfield next to quarterback Davis Warren. 3rd and goal, Michigan at the Ohio State 4. Crippen, the center, over the ball. Snaps it to Warren, hands it Mullings straight ahead. Grab from behind by safety Lathan Ransom. Stopped it about between the 3 and the 4. So it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, it's 4th down, and Michigan, again, they'll take all this time off the play clock. It'll be under a minute when they kick the field goal, and Ohio State's going to have to answer.
Dominic Zavada today hit a 54-yarder. He now has 7 field goals this season of 50 yards or longer, which is a Michigan single-season record.
Of course, that's not guaranteed. Ohio State can get a block. They can do a lot of things here, but common sense says they're going to get 3.
Zavada, a junior from Chandler, Arizona. William Wagner is their long snapper. Tommy Doman is the holder.
The game clock.
Why?
They'll make a time
the game
adjustment.
Clock needs to be set to 1:39.
They let it run down to 1 minute.
Michigan has accepted the 10-second runoff for the helmet coming off. Ohio State does not have any timeouts to stop the 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 1:29.
So Michigan player apparently had a helmet come off.
Yeah, that's...
Did he take it off?
The clock's going to stop there, right?
At 1:29 is where it's positioned right now. 4th and goal is the down and distance with the ball at the 3.
They still have their offense on the field.
The play clock should be set at 40 seconds.
They
40
sure
seconds.
do. They can't be thinking about running a play here, can they? Well, the clock's put in motion. 1:25 and counting. 4th and goal, Michigan at the Ohio State 3. And you're right, Jim. The Michigan offense is on the field.
Well, if I take a timeout, they're going to run some clock and take a timeout.
10-10 the score. As the clock moves, 1:10 and counting.
They'll take us down to 47 seconds. Call timeout right before when it gets down to about 2 seconds or 1. Then Ohio State will have limited time to match the field goal if it goes through.
50 seconds and counting. 10-10. Ohio State and Michigan tied. Timeout occurs now.
Michigan, their first charge. 30 seconds.
With 48 seconds remaining in the game. So Dominic Zavada. You mentioned that he was 4 for 4 on field goals in this stadium a couple of years ago when he played for Arkansas State. On the year now, 16 for 17 in field goal tries. 93% conversion, the best of any kicker in the Big Ten, Dominic Zavada. And if Ohio State ever had a field goal block, this is where they needed more than ever this year.
Yeah, Tyleek Williams is good at that. Caden Curry in there. Nope. No, he's not.
So it's going to be spotted at the 11, so a 21-yard field goal by Dominic Zavada to try and give Michigan a lead. Game tied at 10 with 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. William Wagner, the long snapper over the ball. Tommy Doman, the punter, will put it down to the 11. Wagner in position. The lines are set. Wagner snaps. It's a high one, and the kick by Zavada in the air, and that one goes through the uprights to give Michigan a 13-10 lead with 45 seconds left in the game. Dominic Zavada, 2 for 2 today. 21-yard field goal. And Ohio State now will have just 45 seconds and no timeout with a football.
Well, they took they had the ball with 6 minutes to go to start this drive. They took it down all the way, took 5:28 off the clock. 11 plays, 57 yards, milked the clock, forced Ohio State to use the timeout. Now Ohio State will get this return. I would suggest fair catch it because every second is valuable right now. Of course, they could squib it.
And, Bobby, we need to see something from the Ohio State offense. We really haven't seen much of it all today.
The best they look is when they went tempo right at the end of the first half. So let's hope, and that resulted in the touchdown. Let's hope that this will be a similar situation. Get up, do some tempo, develop a little rhythm, and see if they can get in field goal range.
13-10, Michigan with the lead. 45 seconds to play. 45 seconds left, and Ohio State's hope to get to the Big Ten championship game.
Going to have to use the sidelines here, obviously, and spike the ball if you have to, but you don't like to do that because that wastes it down.
Lorenzo Styles and Emeka Ibuka are back deep for Ohio State to wait. Doman's kick, he's going to have somebody hold the ball because of the wind. Dominic Zavada has given Michigan the lead with a 21-yard field goal. 13-10 Wolverines. The holder has the ball down on the ground at the Michigan 35 where Tommy Doman kicks it in the air. And Emeka Ibuka will wave for a fair catch. He makes it a couple of yards deep in the end zone, so Ohio State will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
45 seconds.
It's been a rough day for Will Howard. He's thrown 2 interceptions. He's also thrown a touchdown to Jeremiah Smith.
Well, if he leads them on a touchdown, don't forget about that. So.
Absolutely. 45 seconds to play. 13-10, Michigan leading. And Ohio State's offense comes out onto the field.
You're going to need your best pass pro. Everybody's going to have to run their best routes, best throws. It's going to have to be a perfect drive for Ohio State to get in position to either tie or win.
Out of the huddle they come. Emeka Ibuka, Carnell Tate will go wide left, tight end G. Scott left side of the line. Jeremiah Smith wide right. Henderson in the backfield with Will Howard. 1st and 10, Ohio State with the ball at their own 25. And 45 seconds to play, down 3 points. Snap to Howard. Back to pass at his 16-yard line. Steps up through the pocket. Throws it out on the right flat. Incomplete at the 25 for G. Scott, who was covered by linebacker Josiah Stewart.
That took 5 seconds off that. 2nd and 10. Kenneth Grant applying pressure inside. Forced Will Howard to step up in that pocket.
So 2nd and 10, Ohio State at their 25 with 40 seconds to play, and the Buckeyes down 3 points. Ibuka and Tate wide left. Smith wide right. Tight end Scott left side of the line. Henderson in the backfield. Will Howard gets the snap. Retreats to toss. Pressure coming. Throws it out on the right side. Caught by Henderson. Out of bounds at the Ohio State 26. Out in front of corner Amir Hall. Will Howard had pressure to deal with.
Yeah, Barnum, number 1, was able to come inside there late. A little bit of a delayed blitz. Came up and was able to hit Howard as he's throwing that football down the field.
So 3rd and 9. Ohio State at their 26 with 35 seconds left in the game.
You need first downs.
The Buckeyes will send Ibuka and Tate and Scott wide right. Smith wide left. 3rd and 9, Buckeyes at their own 26-yard line. Will Howard straight behind his center, Carson Hinsman. Gets the snap. It's a low one, but Howard gets it. Sets up to throw. Hit while throwing downfield, and it's incomplete.
We get a timeout by Michigan before the play snap.
I thought something looked odd.
Let's see if they put some time back on the clock. Yeah, they did. They added 4 seconds.
Timeout. Michigan, their second charge will be 30 seconds.
Yeah, it looked like players just stopped. That's what looks screwy. So it's still 3rd and 9, Ohio State at their 26.
You could hear the wind in that ref's mic down there.
Yes.
So it's blowing. Looks like it's blowing from south to the north here, and Ohio State is going to the south here. So that makes any kind of field goal attempt iffy. Even some passes iffy going this way. So you don't have a pretty hand dealt to you, but you got to find a way to make it a winner right now.
13-10, Michigan with a lead. Wolverines trying to wreck Ohio State's dream of a Big Ten championship. The timeout has expired. Players get on the field. 3rd and 9, Ohio State. Possession of the ball at their own 26. Emeka Ibuka, G. Scott, Carnell Tate, wide left. Wide to the right, Jeremiah Smith. Travion Henderson in the backfield with Will Howard. 3rd and 9, Ohio State from their 26. Howard back to pass. Howard looking. Hit while throwing. Spins away from a defender. Now resets. Throws up the right sideline. Incomplete as he threw it out of bounds for Ibuka at the 40. He was covered back there by safety Quentin Johnson. And the Buckeyes looking at 4th down with 28 seconds to play.
Maybe Josiah Stewart, 0, applying the pressure on Will Howard there. Will Howard rolling to his right. Ran out of space there on the sideline, so this is a ball game right here.
And you can see the Michigan players on their sideline jumping up and down with excitement, and Ohio State desperate. 28 seconds to play. 4th and 9, Buckeyes with the ball to their own 26, down by 3. 3 wide to the left, Smith wide to the right, Henderson to the backfield. Will Howard sets up to throw. Howard looks. Howard steps up, takes off, throws, and it's incomplete, and that's the ball game. He threw it out on the right flat, and he had pressure all around him, Will Howard, and Michigan is in a position to pull off a gigantic upset in what appears it will be their 4th straight win over Ohio State. And a penalty flag comes thrown well after everything had ended, and it will keep the Buckeyes from having a chance to play for a Big Ten championship. But let's see what this penalty is about. It was well after the play had ended.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1 of the defense for simulating shooting a gun. This is his first and least towards disqualification. 15-yard penalty, first down, Michigan.
That was Jayshawn Barham, who is guilty of that.
That's just taking a knee. There's nothing you can do.
No, there is.
First down, Michigan.
Yeah, first down, Michigan. The offense is walking back out there.
Yeah, no, that's not it. So 23 seconds to play. And Michigan has done what Michigan had hoped. They've come here and wrecked a dream.
10 points. It's a low scoring they've had all year. Offense wasn't there. Michigan's defense was able to step up. Michigan's offense was able to do enough in this ball game. And again, if you win the rushing attack, you usually win this game. Ohio State lost that battle and going to lose the game.
Michigan will have the ball first and 10 at the Ohio State 41 with 23 seconds to play. And this will by far be the highlight of Michigan's season. A year in transition after a national title, Davis Warren takes a knee. And Michigan is going to come away from Columbus with a 13-10 victory that will keep Ohio State from playing in a Big Ten championship. It is Michigan's 4th straight win over Ohio State. Again, the final score 13-10. Michigan defeats Ohio State. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
It's Beadle and Decker with Michelle and Cody.
I think the idea that the Chargers are maybe a little ahead of schedule is valid. Harbaugh comes in and there are great expectations, and I have no issue with the expectations growing the way they did, but there's something to be said for taking a season or so to marinate is also fine, and they're in a good place. They're in a better place than they've been for as long as I can remember in the Herbert era.
Join Michelle Beadle and Cody Decker weekdays at noon Eastern, only on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. When the NFL action wraps up, tune in to Point After with Tom Byrne.
But the Houston situation, I will admit, is getting quite interesting. Let's not act like this is a great football team. Not that I'm now going to tell you to sell your stock at D'Amico Ryans and sell your stock at C.J. Stroud. I'm not doing that. They were never going to be as good as KC, Buffalo, and Baltimore.
Point After with Tom Byrne. Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.